Becoming a champion takes time. Trees do not reach the highest canopies overnight. It takes generations of patience and steady growth while the world revolves on. In Virginia, we've witnessed these ebbs and flows, and now there are a select few that have their eyes set on the skies. This last push towards victory will test all of the years of training, the lessons learned from failure, and the mindset to carry on even as life quickly moves past. Moving day at the 2024 PDGA Professional Disc Golf World Championships begins now.
Hello and welcome to Round 4 coverage from the 2024 PDGA Pro World Championships here in Lynchburg, Virginia. The semifinal round, if you will. Just 36 holes remain in the championship, and you are watching Jomez Pro with Nate Sexton and Jeremy Colling.
Wow, we've got a battle brewing here. Isaac Robinson has just been a juggernaut in his title defense. I saw somewhere online where it said, when I see Isaac Robinson play throughout the year, I say, how could he have possibly won Worlds? And then when I see Isaac Robinson play at Worlds, I say, how does he not win every year? This man shows up at this event, and so far it has been an absolute pleasure to see every single throw that he's thrown at this World Championships. Joseph Anderson has been right there on his tail. I wanted to say his booty, but he's been all over him and just waiting for Isaac to make a mistake, and he hasn't really made many of them. And finally, we get to look at the Finnish phenom, Niklas Anttila, a man who is just always in it at the major championships. His game is so versatile. And Luke Taylor, the Woods Master, in 2 incredible rounds at New London, have brought him here, and we get to see the powerful player once again compete for the world title.
Hey, what's up everyone? I want to let you know today's video is sponsored by Vessi. As you know by now, Vessi has been a huge partner of ours out on tour. We've got the whole crew outfitted with their shoes because we never know what we're going to see out there. Sometimes we get the downpours, sometimes we get the hot, dry, windy conditions. And the cool thing about the Stormburst low tops is that they're perfect for any weather conditions. They've got amazing traction for wet or dry terrain. They are 100% waterproof, not water resistant, so your feet are gonna stay dry no matter what. So if you're finally ready to give Vessi shoes a shot out on your home course, you just go to vessi.com/JomezPro. That's gonna give you an automatic 15% off your first purchase at checkout. That's vessi.com/JomezPro, or click the link down below or scan the QR code on the screen right now, and that's gonna get you 15% off your first purchase automatically. So get over there right now. Thank you once again to Vessi for sponsoring this channel. We really look forward to seeing some of you out there with some Vessis on the course. All right, let's get back to it.
Hole 1, par 4, 758 feet. You have to clear this creek to get to the inbounds area. You see the line on both sides. This is a great view of the landing zone you're looking for. Potentially even a little bit farther forward would be perfect to give you a little bit less distance up into this tight green, which is way uphill from where you're landing your drive. Nice birdie to get to start your round off. If you throw a good drive, I think one of the more doable second shots.
He's the reigning and defending world champion from Lawrenceville, Georgia, and at 26 under par, he is your leader, Isaac Robinson.
We talked a little bit about the score that we thought what might win the world championship. Right now, looks like that score is going to get beat, but that was right around the 31 to 32 mark. Upwards of 35, some people were guessing. Isaac is going to find OB.
And next, from Athens, Georgia, Joseph Anderson.
Isaac went OB in about as good a spot as you can. That drop zone is optional, so he's going to be in a good place to get up and down, potentially save the par.
This thing's just going to flip up and ride straight the whole way. Might even hit a leaf or two. No, just perfect. That's a technician.
From Kuopio, Finland, Nicholas Antala.
Not many players have the ability to throw every single driver that looks like it's a mid-range. That's one of the skills of Joey Buckets.
A little bit of flip on this shot from Niklas. Can it duck underneath?
Oh, it finds a way, Nate. It finds a way.
That's important. There'll be a low ceiling from there, but
From Shepherd, Michigan, Luke Taylor.
Also playing the hyzer towards the tree. This looks pretty good. 3 inbounds, and the leader is out. Something he's done very, very well so far this tournament is scramble and save pars. He's gone out of bounds quite a few times, but has managed to take pars so many times. Oh my gosh.
almost birdied it.
Oh my gosh.
Almost went ahead and birdied it.
Oh, come on. The archives of highlights just from him alone this event are it's just going to be awesome to rewatch.
So good, Niklas. Great shot, dude.
Perfect width, trusting it out over the sidewalk for Niklas, coming up about 15 feet short. It's a beautiful approach.
Easy does it. Just a little short right. There you can see the advantage of that big drive. Not a lot of distance left for Joey and Luke.
Yeah, Joey.
That looks great.
Yep, great shot.
And also just a little bit short. Good line. Just needed a little bit more sauce behind it. Oh, come on. Great start.
Oh, just a little right.
It's a good release. Just finds that little hole in the lower right side of the basket. Joey unable to take advantage of Isaac's out of bounds. 2 pars and 2 birdies.
Gannon Burr on hole 6.
This is a par putt. And this guy likes to make par putts on hole 6 from about that range. That's 2 days in a row.
Very scary putt there. Obviously, any skip off the basket of any kind, you're likely out of bounds again.
Or maybe his last putt wasn't for par. Either way, he's made 2 long putts downhill in that hole, and it's a very scary green.
Simon Lazat's approach shot on the 3rd. Looks to be a touch short.
Yeah, but that's the miss. Either right or short, and he chooses a little bit of both. This is an absolute monster drive for Eagle. My goodness.
Wow. Gotta be,
Oh
gotta be
my
only about.
gosh.
What do you think? Oh no!
Oh, but it stays in, I think. Yeah,
It
that finds inbounds.
Just
Oh,
stays
goodness.
out of the hazard. But what do you think that was? 190, 180 to the basket?
This hole is always a little bit farther than it thinks with the basket standing on top of that hill. It's a great putt.
Beautiful putt. 40-footer.
But yeah, I think he's in that 220 range. I mean, just
Incredible.
keep that approach in mind when you watch our lead card play hole 3. The Eagles got the first 3 to start. Oh, this is a fun thing I like to do with our audience. I haven't seen the coverage, so this is all blind for me again. I've been enjoying this. I think you guys have been enjoying it too. So I don't know anything about these results. This is all new and fresh to me.
Let's go, G.
Gannon, what a start for him. Just the par on 6. Birdied the first 5. And now he is going to be 6 down through 7. Many people's favorite coming into the week. Obviously, the player of the year so far. You knew you give him enough rounds. The cream always rises, as they say. And he is up there right now. Still 5 back and several holes ahead, but making a charge.
Hole 2, par 3, 327, going uphill with some tight OB. High backhand hyzer for the right-hander is probably the best play. You got to think to yourself, if I'm going to miss this shot, it needs to be left and it needs to be long, as then you will have crossed over the green and have an inside circle putt to save par.
But then you also have to think to yourself, don't miss.
Of course.
Because this is one of the easy ones.
Of course. But I think it's important to know where the mistake can be made.
And that's exactly what Niklas has done. I mean, that's a fine drive. But if anything goes wrong, at least he's going to be left. First time when I was practicing this course. Oh, goodness gracious. That thing got a lot of skip and slide. Stays in bounds, but man.
Just right on the cart path.
Did he hit the stake? Did it like redirect it?
I didn't notice that, but it could have. I think mostly just straight contact with the cart path and plenty of speed. Threw that pretty low. I think this is more the height you like to see.
That's still moving left, but that's just fine. Yeah,
just the checking skip as it comes in with a little steeper angle. Solid shot there.
Director in Doug Bjerkes. Take it away, Brian.
Doug, championship Sunday for the MPO division about to begin for this lead card, but this morning, oh my goodness. Can you reflect on what you saw and first Finnish player to ever win a world championship in the professional ranks? What do you think?
Oh, it was exciting to see Evelina coming out on top. I think it's extremely fitting that she will be a defending champion at home next year in Finland for the World Championships. So really excited for her, really excited for disc golf in general, having international champions. It shows that we are a global sport.
Well, what's next for the PDGA? I mean, we have a phenomenal finish to this event. The venue has been phenomenal. What a week it's been. What's next?
Well, we always like to evaluate the success of an event, and this one certainly was incredible, but we always have room to improve, so we'll look at how we can make the next one better. I know that Jussi Maresma, and he has got about 9 folks here from both Nokia and Tampere to check things out. They are in the planning stages to make an incredible world championship in Finland next year. I'm so excited to get over there and just see what it's going to be like. We know that he does a fantastic job with the European Opens, all the events that he has run, and the fans have something to really look forward to next year.
Doug, thank you so much for your time, my friend. We'll see you out there. Yep. Back to you in the booth. Show's about to begin.
Gannon Burr starts out his day 8 behind our leader. It's a tall task, and he's a tall man. Let's see if he's up to it. He tees off on the other side of the break.
I'm walking away. No, not come here, come here.
My relationship with Zuka, it's just like a family. Sometimes they just surprise send me a thing I'm not even know. When I arrive home, boom, the box.
Such a great product, and Zuka's always there for me whenever I need anything.
After every tournament, I get a call. No matter the results, they're always there supporting me.
They have so many different things that can be a solution for a disc golfer.
That was really one of the main reasons why we partnered, is because I wanted the best of the best.
How do they know I want that? I'm like, duh, that's how the family thinking about you.
official merchandise of the 2024 PDGA World Championships. A wide array of apparel items and gear celebrating the biggest competition in the sport. Shop the entire collection on shopledgestone.com.
Beth at 69.
I just told myself, you got to will this one in there. Whatever you have, just will it in there.
This man is unbelievable. This is what athletes live for. This is the moment.
Great news! UPlay and the PDGA share a mission to provide education and support for healthier lifestyles through the sport of disc golf. By joining the PDGA, your membership dollars are directly at work for these amazing programs, introducing and producing disc golf players all over the world. Support our programs by joining the PDGA or donating here.
The United States Disc Golf Championship, a tournament with history unmatched in the disc golf world.
Oh,
you bet!
Colin Hanley is on fire.
Talk about giving the crowd a show. What a performance from Kyle Klein.
Gannon Berg, this kid is unbelievable.
My God!
The 2024 World Championships are presented by the PDGA, the professional association for all disc golfers, and Zuka, disc golf carts for a better game. Already looking ahead to the 2025 schedule, which was recently released. We'll also be celebrating 10 years of the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Go ahead and click on the schedule. I was just setting up my spreadsheet last night, adding them, putting the weekends in there, trying to just make the adjustments from last year, a little copy and paste. And next thing you know, I've got a schedule all laid out for myself. Excited to see where we're headed. And if you want to be a spectator and a fan out there, make sure you pick up one of the season passes. We have 3 different options at gold, silver, and bronze. This is the lowest price you'll be able to pick up a season pass for 2025, so go out there and do it immediately. dgpt.com/tickets. Does he have that dog in him? That's the question. Does he have a shot? He's 8 back. We'll see what he can do.
No disrespect to any man, including Ricky Wysocki on the chase card, but Gannon Burr has proven that his final rounds this season have been some of the best. We're talking 1,100 rated. Can he do that today? It might be what he needs.
Well, we're going to find out as our chase card is ready to go at Ivy Hill, the end of a course.
This is the 255 tee time. This is the chase card. And teeing off first, from Urbandale, Iowa, Gannon Burr. And next, from Boulder, Colorado, Eagle McMahon. from Indian Springs, Alabama, Sullivan Tipton. He's the two-time world champion from Scottsdale, Arizona, Ricky Wysocki.
Hey, Gannon. Hey, Gannon.
Favorable reaction for Ricky Wysocki to keep himself in bounds. And Brian Earhart is on the ground for our IDEO walk and talk along with Gannon Burr. Take it away, Brian.
Can you tell me if I'm in? Yeah. I have no connection out here. I'm trying to figure out like a Wi-Fi putt. Gannon, walking down the fairway of hole 1. Final day. How you feeling right now?
I don't know. It's a weird feeling because I'm a little disappointed in myself, not giving myself the best chance to win. Kind of feel like I had some bad breaks the first couple rounds that kind of kept me from that, but you know, there's not much you can do about that. I know it's pretty much out of my control what the other players do today on the lead card. I think yesterday I was only a couple feet off of like a 14 under, so if I can put one of those down, I think it's going to put some pressure. And I've been starting hot on this course, so hopefully I can continue to do that. And yeah, if not, just hopefully get a solid finish here at the World Championships. And you know, got to be proud of how I battled back this tournament.
18 more holes, buddy. Good luck out there.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Let's go, Gannon.
Gannon looking to do something hot today. He's going to certainly need it. Let's take a look at Nate's Keys, brought to us by BlackInkDisc.com, the premium disc golf store.
Step number 1, believe that you can be a world champion, especially if you're Nicholas Antila today. Believe that there's going to be mistakes made and believe that you can 100% commit to becoming that world champion, and you're going to have to make some great shots. You can't leave any behind. Mental strength to the final putt. We're talking as you walk up that 18th fairway, do you have what it takes to make that 30-footer and to become world champion if that's what it's going to take?
Gannon specifically saying he's going to look to get off to a hot start. I feel like all players are going to need to do that just to even think about applying that pressure to our leader or anyone on that top card. And there have been some pretty hot starts out there as we're scrolling down the leaderboard. What do you see in there, Nate?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Emerson Keith, he's played 13 holes. He's 7 down, kind of watching course record, but we're going to scroll a little bit farther up and we see Simon Lazzatte. He's played 4 holes. He's made 4 birdies. And he has the arm to get the birdie on the 5th. So real opportunity for Simon to come on up today.
And one of the most decorated caddies out there already in James Proctor. He has started out 2 for 2. And so much credit to him for taking in that round, being on the bag for Evelina. Congrats, of course, to her. And James Proctor then had to hustle out and get started. And he's off to a good start. 2 for 2. Here's Burr.
That's going to need some help. That's going to need a
wide.
lot of help. Not going to get it. OB.
Big mistake here by Burr.
Yeah, and it's an instant bogey because he's so far back that he can't, you know, he's going to have to throw one in, basically. Yeah, I saw James, actually, and I said, dude, how much energy do you have? He goes, man, after watching that, I got all the energy in the world.
I was going to say, I guess if there's one thing that's going to get you pumped up is caddying for the world champion. We wish him the best of luck. Here's McMahon.
All 4 men in this group at the exact same score, 24 under par. Yeah, that's a lot better of an angle. Sully.
And for the first time ever, we see a Finnish world champion, Evelina Salonen.
And what can you say about Evelina except she is one of the, if not the greatest thrower of the disc on the FPO side. And what resiliency. And it all pays off with a world title and a champagne shower on the 18th green. Very cool. Such a great person, too. Finland is celebrating, heading to the square, as they call it, right, Terry?
Torale, or something of that nature, to the market or to the square, exactly. We love it. Congratulations to Evelina. Congrats to all of our finishers here, but Evelina, world champion at the 2024 Disc Golf World Championships.
I couldn't take myself away from the TV. I just couldn't. And you really couldn't. So much would change. Amazing start to the day here on Championship Sunday.
And with that, we're going to head to break. We'll be right back.
TeamDiscraft.com, your ultimate destination for exclusive player-inspired releases, collaborations, and collections. Discover limited edition discs, apparel, and accessories you won't find anywhere else. TeamDiscraft.com brings you the gear you need for the ultimate fan shopping experience. Don't miss out on these one-of-a-kind items. Shop today and rep your favorite team.
My Zuka car is most helpful because it allows me to carry a massive amount of discs. My backups have backups, and I could fit all of that in my cart.
The putter pouch, that's definitely my favorite feature. Slick, holds everything that I need in there.
The room and the things that I can carry on the course in the Zuka fits me perfectly.
I'm not the tall person right here. I like the handle. It can be up and down. That's my point right there. All I have to do is just thinking about what I'm gonna birdie.
Hey everyone, James Conrad here with Team MVP. Just gonna talk really quickly about my team series, Neutron Detour. It's just a ton of fun to throw in the woods. You can get some really slow flip ups. I mean, this is a really cool stamp, I think, so check it out on the MVP Pro Shop.
Discover the difference at Disc Golf Deals USA. Get photos and actual weight of every disc, rewards with every purchase, and fast shipping. Your game, our passion. Shop now at discgolfdealsusa.com.
You too can celebrate our Disc Golf Pro Tour 10th season by picking up a supporter box, which is 500 available for $100 each. You can find them on the Disc Golf Pro Tour website, right there on the shop. Comes with an exclusive Crystal Z Luna, along with a shirt and a bunch of other stuff. Calvin Heimberg making his arrival. What is he going to need to do today, Nate?
I think for Calvin, it's going to take probably the best putting day of his career. I think if he can do that, he will win the Worlds. Maybe not today, but I think eventually, if he can figure out his putt on a consistent basis, there's almost no stopping Calvin Heimberg as we take a look at hole number 2. Playing is one of the most easy holes of the entire tournament, not just here at Ivy Hill. You can see 72% of the field, and it's a much smaller field, by the way. I believe there's 86 players today on the men's side, and 72% of them have birdied here on hole number 2. While we got a moment, Terry, I just want to say what a tremendous job that Lynchburg, the Ivy Hill Golf Club, the local community here in Forest, as well as the county over at New London Tech has done here at this World Championship. It's been tremendous. The fans are great. Great stage for the World Championship.
Drop-in birdie coming for McMahon on the second. Saw both McMahon as well as Wysocki pick up birdies on the first. That heads left, but still inside the circle. Should be a birdie look for Wysocki. Sullivan couldn't quite get his putt to drop on the first.
Yeah, an elephant in the room. Gannon Bird double bogeyed hole 1. It's a shock to the system for everybody.
That's deep and out of bounds for Tipton. You'll have a chance to save par.
One of our volunteers getting it exactly where it went out of bounds there. You know, you'd like to say that's it for Gannon. But Gannon's a fighter. It certainly seems like that's it for the win.
Yeah, now it is a matter as he's trying to ring that one up. Trying to own that basket. Well, if you wanted to yourself, Gannon can't quite take it home, but you could. 15 of the baskets from today out here at Ivy Hill will be all given away in the raffle. This is the Paul Macbeth Foundation. There's grip bag, Zuka cart, discs, and other incredible items all as part of that raffle. Go out there and pick up some tickets. May or may not have seen, I think it was 200 tickets for $100. There's a lot of different options and denominations. I was peeking around there last night. I'm not sure if I can share how many I bought, but I'm in on it. I will tell you that. And I know the foundation doing great things, trying to put disc golf in plenty of underserved communities and countries around the world. Win yourself a basket from today's Worlds at the Ivy Hill course. Looking to go wire to wire and back to back. That's Isaac Robinson teeing off on the other side of the break.
If it's broken, you can either try and tie the ends together or you can pull them together to see where the line is. Again, pull the top. Please do not pull the snakes. Please do not pull the snakes.
You just gotta go hard.
I just gotta lower the music.
Disc is going to feel like before you get it, you have to check out OTB Disc. The first thing I'm looking for when I grab a new disc is the feel of the disc. It's got to be confidence instilled. Virtually in your hand tells you what the disc is going to feel like, how heavy it's going to be. It's everything you want to know before it shows up to your house.
It's really, really helpful in not only finding a disc that looks beautiful, but is also exactly what you're looking for it to feel like. Of course, when you're dealing with OTB, you're going to get only the best.
These commercials are so funny. I need to get my own music to play in the background. Every commercial's got these sweet beats.
USDGC also just around the corner. Make sure you go out and pick up a VIP pass, which are on sale, just $89 for the week. There's live music every night, food trucks, art festival, the world's largest disc golf marketplace. For more information, visit usdgc.com. We'll see you out there at Rock Hill, aka Rock Thrill, in the Winthrop Arena. Playing for the championship trophy. Certainly some Virginia roots there and backstory as we take a look at who is turning out in person. Plenty of cars out here at Ivy Hill.
Where are those people going? I just wonder. Who's leaving right now? Maybe they got to go to work. Huge crowds here. Over 4,000 people.
Well, just a moment, we're going to see who's going to go to work and be crowned world champ. Going to the TIA 1.
On behalf of the PDGA, the Ledstone Group, Vulcan Pratt, and the city of Lynchburg, we want to sincerely thank you for supporting disc golf and for joining us at the Ivy Hill and the disc golf course at the irreplaceable New London. Welcome to the final round of the 2024 PDGA Professional Disc Golf World Championships presented by Zuka. This is the lead card. And teeing off first, he is your reigning and defending world champion. And at 32 under par, he's your leader from Lawrenceville, Georgia, Isaac Robinson. Let's go!
Great start.
From Kuopio, Finland, Nicholas Angela.
I hope there's an epic battle between these two.
From Safety Harbor, Florida, Calvin Heimberg. From Shepherd, Michigan, Luke Taylor.
Nobody clapped for Luke. What the heck? I wonder if he's feeling the nerves being in the spotlight.
Our lead card is off. Luke Taylor with his mom on the bag. And Simon Lizotte, as we just mentioned, off to a very hot start, getting 6 of the first 7.
Yeah, and I mean, he used his power on 5, great. 6, that's can be considered a birdie. And 7, nice job. He put it within 15 feet. Simon playing hot today. To his teammate, Eagle McMahon, here on hole 3, going towards the bunker, and that will be in the middle of it as a hazard. Be putting for 4 from that position.
Simon back on hole number 6 went out of bounds and then saved the par.
Exactly. Yeah, thank you, Terry. That's pretty cool.
As we look at our top 10, maybe we have to start talking about who realistically has a shot. We've seen what the chase card has been doing, and obviously Simon is hot, but there's no way that's going to be enough, right?
No.
Brandon,
I mean,
+1.
Starting the day, the line was Ricky. The 24 unders was the line. Now, it was going to take something special for them to do it. And Rick, we saw them miss putt on 2. I mean, you cannot miss putts like that. And Ricky's done that throughout this tournament. Miss putts that we're so used to him making. Luke Taylor, certainly, anybody on the lead card can win. No question about that.
Take a look at our Innova hot rounds. And Silas Schultz shoots a 7 under along with Austin Turner, both of them moving up 16 and 18 spots respectively. Lizotte clearly on a heater as he's 6 through 7. Also some solid work out there by Paul Kranz, Luke Humphreys, Ben Calloway, Emerson Keith. Some nice work out there at the Ivy Hill course. And Wysocki doesn't convert on the birdie. We'll have to see that if that's officially deemed in the hazard. It looks like it will still be safe and not in the hazard.
Fine.
Luke Taylor making his first final card, final day appearance in an Elite Series or major as a professional. Of course, he's taken down some amateur majors, but here he is in the final round making the lead card.
Yeah, back in 2005, during my World Championship run, I had never won anything bigger than a B tier. Just wanted to put that out there. It is possible.
Great start for Taylor.
And yesterday, Luke Taylor was the most exciting player coming down the stretch. Fist bumps from his mom out there with him. He is so confident at his age. It is just incredible.
I can't use all of the flowery language that we heard from Zach Melton as the caddy of Heimburg, but let's just say Zach has a lot of confidence in what Heimburg can do out here today. And Heimburg even told us at dinner last night, he said he's going to need to put down something special. He recognizes that himself. Zach said he hasn't played well all week, so if he just puts it together, he could get up there and be in contention. So we'll see what he can do.
Yeah, it's an interesting statement. Has he played well all week? Well, yeah, he's on the lead card. The thing about Calvin could win every single weekend. He's that good. Remember last year, he proved to us. I mean, his worst finish, basically was like a 5th or a 6th, minus a few tournaments. But today, I mean, he's gonna need to do something special. Any one of these players is gonna need to do something special. But Calvin has it in him, but he's gonna have to make a putt on 1 because he didn't put it that close, and neither did Antila. They're being protective. They don't want to throw over that sidewalk. just like we saw from Gannon Burr.
Antala also with a caddy. I'll just point that out. We have not seen him with a caddy all week, so a little different game plan here this afternoon.
Yeah, Evelina changed it up today and went on to win.
Oh, well, we know how Isaac Robinson is feeling, and he's going to be closest to the pin with a birdie look on hole 1. And I'll also point it out, Isaac Robinson has one of his fingers wrapped. That's something else that's different. I'm not sure if that's a blister or a callus or just maybe even preventative, but I've never seen that before. He has some black tape.
He had the wrap on his finger yesterday.
Throwing hand, what looks to be on his pointer finger. So we'll have to see if we can get more on that. Clearly not affecting these first couple of shots.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to make it easy on him, but let's put it that way. It's not to say he won't make mistakes, but Isaac Robinson knows how to finish a tournament. He knows how to finish the World Championship.
This is McMahon trying to save par.
It's going to be interesting with Ricky because they did string those bunkers. So he might actually be in the hazard completely. Let's see. Let's do a little heat check here on Heimberg. The average miss is low for Calvin.
Do it.
Guarded. As you like to say, a statement putt coming from Heimberg. It's got to feel good. And pressure now on Antala to not get big putted on the first hole.
And Antala has been the one big putting everybody in the last couple of days. Nearly perfect. Well, he was perfect inside the circle yesterday. And he was 3 for 5 from circle 2. This one just a couple of steps outside circle 1.
Yes.
Must be intense having that crowd watching you. Bummer.
Just going to call it nerves. That's all it is. It's a 15-foot putt. Luke Taylor makes those in with his eyes closed, but the nerves of the World Championship affects everybody, no matter who you are.
Yeah, Luke was making those all day yesterday.
It's not the fact that Calvin Heimberg made the putt. It's the way he made it. It was so definitive. Same could be said for Nicholas Antala as well, but this one is the one we're all looking at.
That one, never a doubt. Plenty of height, plenty of power. Our player of the year in 2023, Calvin Heimberg. Take a little look back.
I mean, he likes to start the season off hot. He's done that a couple of different times out there in Vegas. Starting off as the champion and went on to win in Jonesboro as well.
And talking to him last night, he said, I love it out here. I just wish we had a little wind today. He was calling for it. He wishes that would shake things up, but he's off to a good start. We see the ace at Ledgestone. And the most hyped you've ever seen Calvin Heimberg in any capacity.
The
Yeah,
only
I think he
facial
could win a
expression he's
$10
ever
million
made.
lottery ticket, and he wouldn't react the way he just did there. Understandably so. What a shot. Robinson.
What's up, Loop?
Easy birdie look on the second. Off to a great start.
I think ultimately course designer Nate Heinold expected this hole to be a little bit more difficult. It's a really tight green, a lot of out of bounds up there, but the way that it's sloping uphill, and the players have a lot of airspace here to the right, so they can just throw this nice hyzer with a lot of angle and then allow the hill to just slow it down.
Essentially as stock as it gets for some of these players. And he matches.
As we see Calvin stepping up to the tee, you know, Calvin is aware of his failures at the majors. It's not as if he's oblivious to any of it. And, you know, when he gives himself these opportunities, he has to start to take advantage. Today certainly could be that day.
Even closer.
You kind of feel like the first 5 holes is just the horses jockeying for position. Once we get to 6, 7,
See an
8,
ace.
that's when we really start, the picture starts to become a little bit more clear.
Oh.
Gonna skip hard, but check up safe. All 4 will have birdie looks. And McMahon just deep of the basket, but he would go on to make that.
Back on 3, Ricky was in the hazard, so he went on to bogey.
Beautiful 5 days out here in the Lynchburg area, taking it all in. It's gotten progressively warmer as the week has gone on, but we haven't felt as much as a 10-mile-an-hour breeze probably at any point, even though Kelvin Heimbrich's calling for some out there. One last lap around this Ivy Hill track, all thanks to our friends at Innova, as it's the Innova course. Big shout out to Innova's own Jennifer Allen, who carded an ace this morning out here on hole number 7.
Can he
Taylor's
do it?
found himself with a circle 2 putt here. Does like to go to the step putt.
Two in a row on the left
He
side
needs
for
that
Taylor. This one from
to get his
twice the
motivation
distance,
back.
but doesn't convert.
What's up, Keith?
Light work for Robinson. Top 3 players all going perfect, getting holes 1 and 2. And as I mentioned, Jen Allen getting the Innova Ace bounty as well out here with the ace on hole number 7. And maybe just as exciting as you look at what happens after an ace, you always have that adrenaline. You sometimes can't quite collect your thoughts. Well, she comes back on hole 8. Picks up the birdie immediately following the ace.
Nice.
Jen Allen making some moves here today.
Yeah, she came up 11 spots, and not only gets she the end of a bounty, she also got the end of a hot round over there on the FPO side. I like to call that making money on a Sunday.
And our Flight Factory flyovers, all so graciously provided by our friends over at FlightFactoryDisc.com.
That's right. Here, hole number 3, par 4. Tee shot, one of the most simple shots here on the course. You're just going to want to throw a hyzer that follows the line of the right side out of bounds. You just want to kind of put it out there and let it just follow that line, skipping back into the middle of the fairway. If you're middle or left, you do have a chance to go OB, as it's very fast here in the golf fairway. Short grass there. The green, not so easy. You have that hazard just left of the basket. It's only about 10 feet. And then right, it slopes away all the way. And if you go anywhere to the right, you can check, skip, and roll out of bounds. Tough green here on 3. Should be pretty center cut there for Isaac Robinson.
I don't think anyone could really mess this shot up. Stock backhand.
Now, simple things here
Just
on
missed the
3
tree,
can
really.
affect the second shot. Depending on where you are in this fairway, it changes the angle significantly. See, Antila's going to be pretty far right. That's going to be a little bit of a flatter angle coming in. It brings that bunker into play a little bit more. The more left you are, it actually brings the OB right and long into play, as the angle can change significantly depending on the part of the fairway you are landing. Calvin, the power. Oh my goodness. It's 100 feet past those 2 shots.
I'll change the title, no one will see it. Should I say it's last year's stream?
Early rally cap coming out of Taylor. I like it. Just prime position if you have Eagle McMahon's arm.
Yeah, and you need the arm
to get there, right?
To get there and then to go over the top. Nice job by Eagle. Great.
Gonna join that elite club of birdies potentially here on the 5th.
Yeah, pretty quickly in the round, McMahon up into 4th place by himself, just 2 shots back of Heimberg.
You could be part of the Zuka Club.
Yeah, maybe, Keith.
15% off there. You see the code. Head on over to Zuka.com, our presenting sponsor of the World Championship.
Yeah, I would probably mess this shot up. And foot fault.
And right now, some of the gallery may be split, watching some of their other, top competitors and whatnot, Simon and some of the other cards, but also great gallery here. We'll see when it all converges late in the round. Brian Earhart out on the ground. Brian, are you getting lost in those sea of people? How's it feel out there?
Oh, really?
Passed by the crowd, Brian.
No. I mean, I've called some pretty awesome rounds.
The only thing I'm trying to look out for is the copyrighted music on the commercials.
There's just a sea of people, and such a beautiful day, barely any wind. I can't pick a better set of conditions for a championship Sunday, and the adrenaline's flowing. You can see in these guys. I was watching them on the practice field, and all 4 of these guys are locked in. This is special. We talk about adrenaline drives early in the round. Calvin's putt on hole 1 hit with so much force. You love to see the focus now here. Niklas, this is tricky. You got that OB bunker on the left side. You got to land this one soft. Can't really come into the green with a flick unless you're playing short. Kind of leaning on this slightly overstable mid. It's got to sit down.
Oh.
And that's going to be hazard. Should be a 10, 15-foot putt for the par.
Yeah, Brian, that's what I was talking about, that angle for Antila that brings that bunker into play. I mean, is this an easier angle for the guys that are a little bit more left in the fairway?
Oh, it looks a little low.
Yeah, especially if you want to throw the hyzer and hug that tree line. I really like where this basket is positioned. It makes it so that the forehand is equally as challenging as the backhand if you're trying to get it close to the basket.
Nice, and Isaac here a little bit short. You know, the first couple of rounds he put it in the bunker, in the hazard, went on to make par. Being short like this, we saw Ricky Wysocki just not too long ago putt it off the basket and go into the hazard and take a bogey. Decision time upcoming for Robinson. That's the ankle, Terry. That's going to be out of bounds.
Luke is not feeling it yet.
It's the littlest things out here at Ivy Hill make the different challenges presented to our players.
Okay. That was a nice cutscene.
McMahon's waiting on us up there on 5. We'll be back to him in a moment. See if Calvin can put it in close, put some pressure on Isaac. That's going to have to bite hard. And it does.
Oh,
Deep but safe.
I love that angle putting too, back up. He can miss left, and it does not go in the hazard. So a really scary shot, but a good shot.
Yeah, you could watch it for free the next day, but if you follow anything on social media, you'll get spoiled like 10 minutes after they finish.
Well, I guess he didn't wait for us. Either way, he made the putt. It was a birdie for McMahon. Brian, give us a sense. How big's this putt from Isaac?
This is huge. Yeah. If he ran that putt, that would have been so nerve-wracking. I actually like the decision to lay up.
Yeah, Calvin can do
Yeah,
it for
I
sure.
do too, Brian. I mean, I think that the shot from Heimberg puts a little added pressure there on Isaac Robinson to, make a decision. He made it quickly, and we saw what can happen. Ricky was in a very similar position. He went on to bogey. As he missed left, fell into the hazard. So smart play.
Yeah. I know.
Yes, Taylor makes the pot.
Use that.
Nice little bounce back.
Yeah, what might have been his most difficult one is the one that he puts in, but that should build some confidence.
It certainly will. And I don't think confidence is his problem. I think it's just nerves, but you're right. That's a nice boost for him. And if you're Nicholas Antila and Calvin Heimberg, these are absolute must-makes. And it's early in the round. But this is a chance to take a stroke.
Nice. Calvin gets one.
Heimberg is going to start out 3 for 3.
Yeah, lots of people there today, though.
I think a proper miss by Antela, especially with his angle, would have been a disaster to go OB right or long.
You think that was a smart move from Isaac?
Par doesn't hurt you here.
Just playing it safe with 5 strokes to work with.
Take another look. And left side chain again, but that one drops in for Taylor. He made a couple of very memorable putts yesterday, especially the one over here on 14.
This is what changed everything for Luke Taylor. I mean, we were talking about Sullivan Tipton making the final card. We weren't quite sure. Then he made the big mistake on 15, but this was showtime.
Oh,
wow,
that was so
I had
nice.
goosebumps in that moment. That propelled him to the lead card. If you haven't caught our coverage so far yet this week, Luke Taylor was the first person I saw when I got to Lynchburg. Just playing the first hole, I was out, checking out the course. And I said, "Hey, Luke, how you doing? Good to see ya." He said, "Nate, I'm going to force you to watch me play disc golf all weekend long." He had it with a big smile on his face, and he's done that. We've been covering him since day one. A lot of danger here. It's a hazard short of the basket, OB long. If you go OB at all, you go to a drop zone, which is pretty much a layup. The hazard allows you to putt and make a par.
You only need to flip the video if there's like bots looking out.
Oh boy.
Yeah, asking for it to skip over.
I don't think they have that much budget
And
to
where he missed that in the hazard, it's a significant putt.
scan the
It's not as if
internet.
he was more to the right, which would be shorter. And OB still in play on his angle.
I could be wrong.
Does Robinson have just the right amount of speed? It looks good. And it is parked. Robinson just at bullseye's edge.
Pressure back on Antela.
I streamed 2 hours yesterday and I didn't get any copyright strikes or anything.
Who can put pressure on? Well, if Isaac's riding the top of the tee all day long, he's going to be the one putting the pressure on everybody else. This is really high.
Oh.
Similar mistake that what we just saw from Heimberg. If you're going to miss, you have to miss more to the right. So you're, like you were just saying, closer to the basket and still have an easier chance to save the par. Nice wide line. This could get a skip if it needs it. Oh, and it's going to come up and match Robinson.
Got to sit, though. There's an OB line there, and it does.
If it gets taken down, I'll just switch to my Twitch
Hay bales
account
over to the right. Come Tour
and
Championship
then just search
next
for
year.
the video on Twitch.
Wysocki on the tee of 6.
God, we've just seen nobody be able to dial this one in. Oh, no.
Oh?
I've talked so
Oh,
much
that's not
this
coming
week
back.
about the mistakes out here at Ivy Hill have been due to execution. That is 100% bad luck.
Yeah. Yeah, he
It's the
put that on the line that he
peg.
needed. It was coming in a little light of ideal, but put that on the line he needed. He just happened to hit the stake directly. Because that was coming in at a good pace, too.
It was edge of circle. He would have been edge of circle easy. McMahon, can he make a big one here?
Just sliding out the left side.
Wow.
Did you guys see the clip of
All
McMahon
fortune
hitting the first
in
available
favor
yesterday?
of the leader, Isaac Robinson. As the guys behind are having some issues. You can see the out of bounds line from our bird's eye view just about 20 feet, 15 feet beyond the basket.
Yeah, for sure.
I have to be a little defensive here for Antela. Can't just go zooming by if he does miss.
No, he's gonna do a soft putt. Yeah, one of us. That was the title.
It has been so rare to see Antela's putter actually hit the ground. Almost every time he picks it up and puts it towards the basket, it's gone in. This wasn't off by much. It was definitely right. I'm not going to call that a spit by any means, but just barely off.
And that's the challenge of tournament play. He's made so many good putts, but it's always about the last putt. Yes, and Calvin, a millimeter.
Calvin's doing pretty good right
All it
now.
took for that one to stay in. Confident putt by Calvin Heimberg. Keeps it to just a one-stroke loss, back to the leader.
Taylor converts for the birdie.
All 4 putts have been on the left. You know, he does have a little bit of a hyzer putt.
And Robinson there for the easy cleanup, the closest to the pin, and the drop-in birdie. Now has a 5-stroke lead.
Isaac's just not giving anything away. Let's see a check-in on Simon. Is he still playing hot?
Started with a 3-stroke lead today. And come out of the gates firing.
It's safe to say he hasn't missed a shot. Isaac Robinson has thrown 11 throws today. And not one of them have been out of his control. Every single one of them has been perfect, including the layups. Smart decisions. He's 4 holes closer to a World Championship title.
I wonder how Ezra is doing. I haven't seen his name all
There's only
weekend.
been 4 men in the history of disc golf to win back-to-back.
Joining a very, very small club if he can pull it off this afternoon. This is one he talked about playing for par.
Yeah, and that won't change, right? I mean, he's got a 5-shot lead. He's going to play it for par. It's exactly his game plan. He's got it all worked out.
We saw a birdie by Taylor a few days ago. So we know he's got plenty of power, and now it's really no holds barred. He's definitely going to be aggressive here. You see a little extra run up even.
Oh, is that a foot fault?
This is great.
Give him some options on the approach.
Yeah, he has a better angle today than yesterday. He was more to the right. He was forced to throw a sidearm. Made the mistake, went on to bogey. Today he has the angle to throw the big spike like we saw earlier from Eagle McMahon. Calvin Heimberg definitely has the power to get a birdie here on hole 5. That'll be good.
Green flag.
Left side, great angle for the big spike.
Yeah, Luke, he makes it look effortless too. His arm speed's so slow.
Nice conservative shot by Antala. As they head up the hill, we're going to take a break on the network. We'll be right back.
When I walk up to a shot, I'm looking for the target. I'm looking at obstacles around the target, specific landing zones, looking at the height. Knowing all of that, I'm able to shape a shot. I don't want to think, did I get the right shot? Did I get the right distance? Like, that's it, I got it. Confidence is everything, and the Edge Disc Golf Rangefinder gives me exactly that.
We're tough.
Yeah.
And we love the outdoors, right? But poison ivy's nasty, even for tough guys like us.
Just gonna turn it down for the commercial music.
Number 5, the guys with the big arms, they put themselves in a position to try to go at the pin, but it's so much more dangerous. Antala and Isaac have zero chance to birdie, but they're in a much safer position to get that par easy. Now Calvin has no chance to par. He's going to be 100 feet back with not a clear line at the pin. So that's the decision-making aspect of the design here out at Ivy Hill.
Oh,
Out of bounds for Taylor.
He will
you
have
think
a putt
Luke's
to
just
save par.
exhausted? 5 days of disc golf.
No brainer here for Isaac.
And no more work required. Robinson will have the tap in par.
Was that the first forehand I've ever seen from Isaac?
not catching a guy that doesn't make any mistakes.
No, not at all. And just want to put everybody on alert, course record alert from Simon Lizotte. He's played 11 holes. He's 9 down. Just made a 57-foot putt over there on hole 11. Simon putting on a show for everybody.
McMahon on the tee of 7.
Oh.
And he'll be making a donation to the Ivy Hill
One of
Ponds.
us.
Oh, boy. He'll go immediately to the drop zone.
Which, as we've learned, is essentially an all but guaranteed bogey.
Yes.
Just the distance. Even on Sunday here, I don't think you're running that.
The only person we saw run it was Simon, and he actually got Drew medal, but everybody else is just laid up immediately.
Heimberg will pick up a bogey.
Hey, grab your Draco. What was that? Draco still in there. Sorry, Sam. We get the flag I took for you. Good work, Sam. Yeah, I thought so too. But... Oh, I see it. I got it. You got it.
All right, Calvin's got his disc. I was going to say, it's one of the spots out here at Ivy where it's not clear cut of where the disc might be. So easy find for Calvin.
Is it?
He bogeyed the 7th, and now he's throwing a second on 8.
This is his drive? Oh my.
No one else is getting to
Come
that spot.
on. Are you kidding me? That's insane. What a shot.
Come
Just
on,
ho-hum.
Luke.
Yeah, here's his second shot. No, he threw a 600-foot drive uphill. Well, what would be the equivalent of 600? All right, Luke Taylor, chance to make par here.
I wonder what's going through his mind right now.
This is all so in favor of Isaac Robinson. The group is just struggling, and he is tapping in on every hole. He has not missed a shot. Point blank period. His tap in is going to be his 15th throw of the round, and they've all been perfect. Not one has missed.
Taylor will pick up his first bogey. That'll bring him back to even par on the round. And Heimberg also will collect a bogey, but he's 2 under for today.
Bogey for Calvin.
And this is what you were talking about. We saw where he approached from. Let's see how he got there.
Dude, this is so big. It's so severely uphill at the end of the flight. And he's able to get all the way past that big dead tree. Nobody else will be up there.
That tree has come into play for almost every other player trying to get around or under it.
On their second shot.
Exactly. And McMahon was past it. So just past the basket, he's going to collect an easy birdie. So that's a bounce back after the bogey on the 7th.
Yeah, a little anger in that shot for McMahon after the just bad tee shot back on 7.
Another Robinson doing some work out there. 7 under through 12.
Yeah, it seems like
moving
that.
himself up the leaderboard. He's picked up 7 spots so far into the top 10.
Simon, though.
It's great work.
James Proctor has collected 6 birdies, but also 2 bogeys, but still moved up 2 spots today.
This is where it all went sideways for Isaac yesterday.
said he just made a mistake he absolutely shouldn't be making.
Yeah.
Today, he corrects, and maybe as
Isaac
much as a
could
3-stroke
fumble a
improvement.
few and still be in the lead, so
That's the best shot we've seen. In 3 rounds of every card we've covered,
he's got a lot to
we
work
have
with.
not seen somebody really be that good inside the circle. So make it the 16th perfect shot of the championship round.
This is pushing left, but it's slow enough. So that 2 checks up. Near perfect for Antala.
God, that looks so OB initially out of his hand, but great disc selection by Antala.
Neighbors to the other 2.
He had neighbors behind.
Yeah, just down the street, but
yeah, they are. They're in the same neighborhood, but a little different view. As he's gonna have a longer putt for sure.
Oh, it looks a bit high.
Now, this is way higher. Can the disc slow down?
not
That's a
the
scary
worst
putt
place to
coming
miss,
back.
though. We've talked about that extensively. If you're going to miss left or long left, all good spots to be if you're not on the fairway.
Yeah, great point there, Terry. And just unfortunately, we're at the time where missing is not an option. Those options are gone, and that's because this guy has been perfect today. It's been nothing but fist pumps and fist bumps.
You
with his dad.
have to just think about
Nicholas
that
just needs to
confidence,
hold
just
on to
knowing
second
that
place right
that was
now.
the biggest mistake, arguably, he made all week, was yesterday on this hole. He now just throws a near perfect shot for it, just thinking, okay, a sigh of relief and a thought of, yeah, I've corrected it. Let's just keep on track. And there's got to be a little internal momentum build on what seems like a simple shot to some. I think that meant a lot to him.
No question. I mean, he told his dad yesterday, I will not make that mistake again. And he kept his promise. Position play here on 9. Center cut. Just the difference this far back for Luke. He's going to go for it.
Oh, was that a
Not a
layup?
great go for, but it stays in bounds. Just that little internal
pretty smart
battle
for Luke.
that every disc golfer knows when they're looking at a
Just
death
trying to
putt.
keep
I
it
want to go
clean
for it, but I want to lay it up.
after all those
no, I don't want to lay it
mishaps.
up. Go for it. And, kind of end up with a little something in between. Just to avoid back-to-back bogeys.
Nice.
Putter looks good for Heimberg.
Yeah, and it's weird, for Heimberg, the putter's hot, but what's cost him is 2 hyzers, which he's so good at. One back on 4 and the second shot on 5. Other than that, Heimberg has played well. Chance to make a statement here for Antala. Tell the leader, I'm not going anywhere.
Oh.
Now a chance for Robinson to say, I'm gone. See you guys later. This is a chance for 6 with 12 holes to play.
And he gets it. Robinson has doubled his lead to 6.
Now it's the Heimberg and Nicholas Antila heading off, face off. Battle for second.
You know, the questions with Isaac and his season have been aplenty, but, you know, he did finish 4th place at the European Open, you know, a major. You know, and now he comes to the Worlds. He had a little something extra to play for, and I say it all the time. We spend all season long preparing for this one tournament. This is the one that they all want to win. Yes, all the other ones are big, but this one is the biggest, and Isaac Robinson is showing up at the biggest moment.
And we talked about this yesterday over on social media when asking about Robinson and his play all year, and you think, how did this guy win Worlds? And then when you watch him play Worlds, you say, how does this guy not win every event? Isaac Robinson replied with, same, wondering the same. And I'll follow this up and say the people I talked to last night, I talked to a number of players like Silas Schultz, for instance, and just the confidence that so many people have had in Isaac. Gannon Burr saying at the beginning of the week that he thinks Isaac has a good chance to win this. So there's a lot of people that have certainly been in his corner from day number 1, and he's proving them all right now.
Adjustment officially made on the last 2 holes.
It's so perfect.
Yesterday he went 3 over for these 2 holes. Today, 2 under. I'm going to give him that putt already. Yes, I will. I have that much confidence in him as well. And the rest of his cards should as well. And if they're going to do anything, this is the moment. You got 12 holes left to play. You're almost to a final 9 at this point. You don't want to give up. You don't want to accept the podium here. You want to continue to push.
Oh no, did that turn over?
Right. Does it have enough to fight back in time? It does.
Oh, nice.
Antila will have an uphill birdie luck. Calling for it. And checks up safe. Taylor inbounds. He'll have a downhill look for birdie. Calvin himself last night thought 12. He would need at least 12. He'd have to come out hot, and at this rate, 12 under doesn't seem like it would even matter.
Yeah, he's going to shoot. I mean, to do that, he'd need to shoot 10 under for the next 12 holes. Now
Looked a bit low.
that does it right there. Tap
Turns
in
out
birdie
perfect.
upcoming for Calvin. And all week long, 7 has played as the easiest hole of the course.
McMahon second.
Oh, nice check.
Simon picked up a bogey on 12, but here is the tee shot on 13.
Oh, did he really? Dang. Come on, Simon. Keep birdieing, buddy. Course record.
He's still 8 under through 12, and a good tee shot there. And with that, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
The FAR Ultiworld Disc Golf Fandom Survey is now open. Now in its 3rd year, the survey has expanded and is being run by the team at First Available Research. This is your chance to share your opinions as a member of our awesome disc golf community with questions about players, media, discs, and so much more. Results from the survey will be published in Ultiworld Disc Golf this off-season. The survey is only open for a limited time, so scan the QR code or go to discgolfsurvey.com to take it now and let your voice be heard.
I think the Black Hole Pro is the best practice basket I ever had at home.
McMahon with a birdie look on 9.
Yeah, he had that little check skip just off the OB line. It takes advantage. Nice job by Eagle McMahon. Up into the podium for Eagle. Simon just one back. A couple holes up the course. Got a camera with Simon now, so we'll be able to check in with him as he goes for that course record.
Looks like there might be a three-way fight for second.
Montella also collects the birdie. And a 5-stroke improvement over holes 6 and 7 for Isaac Robinson from yesterday to today. Not often can you say that, not often do you want to say that, but it's exactly what he's done here, making those adjustments. Simon with his second shot on 13.
I call this within 15. He's going to park it. You can just feel it. Oh, yeah.
Certainly dialed in today.
I mean, that drive was so big. It was just a little chip shot. Speaking of 500-foot chip shots, here goes McMahon down the hill on 10. Got to get it to stop. There's roll-away potential. Seems like the crowd figures it did slow down.
Even closer than we thought. Simon is going to keep it rolling.
Really like Simon's chances earlier this week.
Yeah, he now has 10 birdies through 13 holes.
Look at that, 100% putting inside the circle, 60% C2, couple OBs. It's to be expected out here. One of the things Isaac Robinson has done so good this week is just pick full power shots. He's just married disc selection with power perfectly. Everything has been full speed. And by doing that, he's able to control the release point. Just think, there's only been 4 holes that he's taken bogey strokes on in nearly 4.5 rounds.
Great turn, Nico.
You know, our man Brian Earhart caught up and had a conversation with Isaac's dad a little earlier. Soon we'll be able to check in and hear what he had to say. Here's Taylor.
I feel like Calvin's always squinting.
Remember, we saw Eagle McMahon pass that tree.
Yes, exactly. It's unfathomable to get up that high on the hill. Wow, Ricky way back. This is actually a pretty short tee shot. He's going to have to put a lot of power on this one. Yeah, that's not surprising. That's, you know, some distance left on the uphill putt.
Circle's edge left for Rick there for the birdie. Now with Lizotte on the 14th.
And as Simon tees off on the 14th, Ezra Robinson just made a 60-footer on this basket for birdie. And we know it's the most dangerous basket in the history of disc golf. And Ezra, he is going for course record as well. He's on a 1 bogey 9 under on the tee of 15.
Oh, this is tracking left. Does it check up before out of bounds? It
That was a weird
does,
angle.
but not a good effort from McMahon.
But what have we seen there on 10, Terry? When the guys are putting, disaster can happen so quickly. Here's the scorecard of Ezra. Man.
He's always squinting. I swear.
Lethal doubles team, the Robinson brothers.
Trying to find both of them inside the top 10, that's for sure here. Robinson, of the Ezra flavor, making a charge today.
It's impressive to go for that birdie. Aiding put himself within 60.
Yeah, let's take a look at our Innova
Oh,
hot
look,
rounds.
Ezra, there he is.
Ezra and
Tied
Simon
for 7th.
currently tied with 9 under. Emerson Keith also doing some work out today
Look at the
along
gap
with Ben
between-
Calloway.
Oh. Never mind, it wasn't an accurate leaderboard.
To
Just
think
hot
we
rounds.
only saw the 1 double-digit under par round by Adam Hammes, a 10 under, back on day number 2. I would have taken a bet if somebody said, hey, there's only going to be 1. I would have said, there's no way. There's going to be a dozen of them. Ivy Hill saying otherwise.
Yeah, and it's been perfect weather conditions. I think if you're the tournament designer, in this case also the tournament director, Nate Heinold, what changes can you make considering there might be a 30-mile-an-hour wind out here during the Tour Championship, and all of a sudden the course is going to play tremendously more difficult, and you've only seen 1 double-digit round. All right, so it looks like Antela maybe he's going to go for the hyzer. We'll see. It's a little bit more dangerous over there, but yeah, he's going to go for it. Oh, nice. Clean. He's got a hook, though.
Whoa.
Skipping on the lines.
Flirting with that edge.
Risky shot. Executed well by Nicholas.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, at this point, that's all we're thinking. The only way he improves is simply by throwing something in.
Yeah, make that the 21st perfect throw of the round. I mean, it was out of his hand. You knew. You just knew it was going to be within 20. So well controlled, great angle on it, full power. We're getting into the realm of greatest performances ever in the history of the World Championship. Up there with the likes of Climo and Macbeth, Wysocki, some of these dominant performances. It's always fun to have a battle, but not when you're the leader. Promise you, it's a lot easier for Isaac right now.
This is one of those trouble zones, and Eagle not messing with it. Not going to bring any rollaway into play. He's just going to take the par. Lizotte with his second on the 14th.
Getting super aggressive. That needs to turn over a little bit.
This could be short.
Yeah, it's going to be short. Big mistake by Simon. It just, going full bore on this one.
I love the aggression, but
me too.
Didn't have the right line. Here's Wysocki. Oh, great putt.
Ricky's going to be so disappointed at the end of this week. I think he really felt like he had a great opportunity. His performance at the European Open, I think we all kind of thought that we were going to maybe see that world title, that third world title for Ricky, but it's going to have to wait another year.
It's been since 2017 when Ricky Wysocki took down not only his last major, but that was also, of course, his last world title. A drought that almost seems unbelievable with his skill set as one of the greatest to ever play the game. But this is not going to be his week to pick up another major. Antala. Now for birdie on the 8th. Antala has held some podium spots in majors. Coming up as runner-up a number of times. Right now sitting in that same position to Isaac Robinson.
Yeah, legit.
And all these putts are just made so much more difficult considering that the leader is
The
closer
two-time
to the pin. On nearly
world
every hole.
champion.
He's had CTP on almost every hole. See, CTP on 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, and now here on 8. Got a run of tricky holes coming up. 9, really to the finish. There's OB and some really challenging spots. But Isaac has done such a great job that he's going to give himself the opportunity to play for the bigger part of the green, of the fairway.
Gannon Burr with his second shot on 10.
A lot of power by Gannon Burr.
Inside the circle, and from there he would convert for the birdie.
Let's put it in.
It's 4 in a row for Burr.
It's a very difficult upshot here from Simon. And that's why. Slope.
The question is, does it stay in bounds? It does.
But now the danger of that putt.
Yet again,
right?
yes.
Having to deal with that slope yet again, and that angle is so horrible.
It'll be about 45 feet for Lizotte. Here's McMahon.
Hazard.
Well,
Short of the hay bales.
We got Brian Earhart out on the ground. Brian, what's going on out there? Looks like maybe some signatures and some mementos being made.
It was cute, you know. It seemed like a couple of kids wanted to offer some cold water to players, and oh boy, was that
Oh,
OB?
Isaac's first mistake.
Yes, it was.
Well,
Okay, so
not really a mistake,
it's
just
a small
unfortunate.
crack, but there's now
Branch.
an opening.
Of all places to see a mistake made, this isn't this tee shot's not the spot I would have picked. There's so many more dangerous tee shots, right?
Absolutely. But as I was just mentioning as we were walking to this tee, this is where it starts. There's OB in precarious places on really every hole to the finish. And right here, very quickly, we've seen that. And the shot from Isaac was not bad. This needs help. He's going to get it.
Just missed that peg,
It was
too.
not bad, but he hit that branch, and he could have easily drifted through it, but it just kind of knocked it straight down. And to boot, hitting that post as well.
Isaac only one oopsie in 9 holes. Well, the hole's not over. Let's see how he finishes it.
All that's required for Taylor.
It's an interesting design because if you land middle, because it's a golf fairway mowed so closely, if you land middle fairway, you can skip left OB. So these guys really have to push this right side so that they can try to land center cut versus trying to land middle, and then you're going to be OB left. See, this might even be very close to the line on the left side. And Calvin's done a nice job with the angle control. But if you put it too much to the middle, the OB comes into play, and that's why Isaac pushed that tree so closely. I figured we'd see a replay. Let's take a close look here. I think when he released it, he was happy. But now he's starting to worry as it flattened out a little bit. Let's check. Look how high it is.
Yeah, just a touch too wide.
Oh.
It was
Oh
the
my God,
double
it was so
branch.
close.
He hit the first one, and it kept going. The second one knocked him straight down. And I don't think he hit a post. I think he just kind of slammed into the ground, and it bounced to the right.
It was in, then out.
That tee shot even got me tripped up and trying to explain it there for a moment. Here's McMahon. To save par. Right side.
Oh, such a great effort.
This is Lizotte for bogey. Yes, 45 feet. And it sits, so he'll still pick up the double bogey.
For Simon.
Gannon
Whoa.
trying to make it 5 birdies in a row. Hesitant.
Here's what I'm going to say for Isaac Robinson. He probably did not practice from the right side of this landing zone. This is a trickier angle. You can see him talking with his dad about it. Brian, what's this angle? How different is it from being over more left? Does he still have the space?
Throw a putter or something.
Yeah, I actually like it a little bit better. He has room off to the left side to actually give it some flex now. Give it that full flight. Oh, he's giving it a turn down the right side. He's not throwing that full flight. This is, yeah, pretty conservative from him. He's just trying to put it in play.
So I think an example of him trying to not follow up a little bit of misfortune with a stupid mistake and throwing out of bounds again. Just accepting it and moving on.
If he doesn't make that putt, it's his first bogey. Shout out to the branches.
Brian, I'd like to follow that up. Did you catch up with his dad earlier? Did you guys talk any strategy, or did you get any insight coming into today's final round?
Yeah, you guys were talking about that black tape on his finger, and I talked to his dad. I just wanted to see if everything was okay. He says his pointer finger splits open all the time, and the skin at this point is pretty raw, so it was just a preventative measure.
Appreciate it, Brian. And we see off the pole koozie for Luke Taylor. See if he can gain a little momentum.
What a great shot from Luke. This kid's just been putting on a show. Big putts. This is a pole koozie hit. Very well controlled from distance. Kid's got power. There's no doubt about that. A little higher skip. Could have saw 2 for Luke Taylor. Yeah, Terry, as we were wrapping up the show last night, walked out, saw Isaac Robinson heading to the practice field for an extra 20 throws or so. That's what I talk about. 100% commitment.
Nice.
2-stroke swing upcoming for one Calvin Heimberg. Let's see if Nicholas Antala can do the same.
That's tracking right to the pin.
Perfect.
Just a few steps behind it. Antala will have a tap in.
See the disc there of Isaac Robinson.
McMahon on the tee of 12.
Like this. Can it stay in bounds? No.
Needed more of a flare.
Yeah, it kind of
skipped
straight skipped.
Yeah.
Look at this enormous crowd. Virginia and surrounding states showing up. Brian, how much distance on this putt coming for Isaac Robinson?
73.
I mean, this is mid-circle 2. I would not be surprised if he laid this one up or gave it at least a really safe bid. OB
Whenever we
right
hear this
behind the
guy
basket.
talking, he's breathing so heavily.
Curious here. Oh yeah. Really, really nice run. Good speed. When you're a spin putter like that, it's hard to control.
They just cut him off.
So Robinson will be picking up a
He
bogey.
was breathing too much.
We mentioned it.
They
He's
had to
only
cut
had
his
4
mic.
holes over par throughout the previous 4 rounds.
And in just less than 10 minutes, Antala gets 2 shots. He's within 4 with 9 holes to play. It can happen that quickly. 2 more 2-stroke swings, and they're tied. Now that's, it's hard to imagine that happening, but crazier things have happened. And I think that's just a little bit of a skip in the step of Antala and Heimberg.
And Burr will make that for his par save. After going out of bounds, we're going to roll the Zuka replay.
Nobody's made more distance of putts than Gannon this week. He's made so many long putts. Just his tee to green work has let him down this week.
McMahon would love to save a par of his own here. Oh, and that one does catch. Backside, McMahon in for the par on the 12th. And with that, a break on the network.
Just a quick break. Just gonna lower the music. I'll be back.
wait for the roll.
Yep, here it comes. But that's going to curl. Very nice. Perfect position for Antila. So remember what I was talking about 5-6 holes ago. Isaac has kept the tee through those holes, and he's continued to put pressure on the group. Now that switches up. Right now, Antila is now in the fairway, and the pressure is now put back on the leader's shoulders.
This needs to fight back.
I don't think it's got it in it. Way too straight. It's just an improper disc selection. You really you need to keep it low, and you need to ride the right side out of bounds line, because again, this is a golf fairway, very big, very fast, a lot of skipping. Let the ground play do the work. This should be great, but then we got to check the roll. That's perfect. See how low he kept it there, Terry? Didn't have that big giant flare skip. Didn't come up and bounce around to roll away. How does Isaac respond? It's much higher than Heimberg's. Let's see how the ground play is. Yes.
That's going to be great.
Yeah. Great response.
And again, closest to the pin, even on this tee shot.
Fist bump from the dad. 9 holes to add more history to Isaac Robinson's name.
Now we're going to take another look. This from our Flight Factory drone, celebrating the 2024 World Championships with 20% off all Calvin Heimberg discs, apparel, and accessories. Support Calvin and many other pros over at flightfactorydisc.com.
What did I miss?
Anything cool?
And over to his brother, Ezra, who gets to 10 under, tying course record.
Man, yeah, he's tied, as you said. He's got just the 1 bogey on 4, which you can only imagine he went OB. So he had to lay up from the drop zone. Or he missed a putt from the hazard. Either way, what a tremendous round. If he can get it on the green on 17, it's a good chance to birdie. And 18's a par 5. Ezra has a lot of power. I mean, if he can get the birdie on 17, we could see a 12. Very real possibility from Ezra Robinson. Chance to put a top 10 Worlds finish on his name.
McMahon off the tee of 13.
God, McMahon's just been blasting off the tee. Wow. Second out of bounds, very real possibility here for Taylor. It's a long way back, hard to control it onto that green.
I love the turn he's put on it, though, as it slows down. It's tracking left, and it checks up.
Danger on that putt, 30-foot left. You'd rather be 40 short. Just so severely sloped. From a similar position earlier, Eagle McMahon laid up. So that just goes to show you how difficult the putt is.
Chance for par. Here's McMahon throwing his second. Trying to hunt down a birdie on the 13th.
Calvin, he really just needs to put a disc right on that right side line of out of bounds and just let it slowly drift. He could also he has so much power, he could take just the direct line, but he's got to keep it straight the entire time. You don't want it finishing left like we saw from Taylor. He's going to go for the hyzer, just way too far right.
That's Not
Should be
gonna
alright.
have it, or does it?
Oh,
No. And he's gonna be way back. If by my eye, that looked like that would be out near somewhere near the path at the bottom of the hill.
Bottom of the hill.
Needed a
Agreed.
bit more height.
So we'll see where they ultimately mark him.
So Calvin took the straight at it line, but he yanked it. He needed a much more stable disc if he was going to go that far right. Same challenge upcoming here for Antila. You can't make it easy on Isaac. Got to put a shot up there to where he has to think about it.
Oh, this looks great.
I like this.
This could go in. Sick. That's what I'm talking about. Finland rejoices. That's a tremendous shot. There's no quitting this guy. Look, Antila's only lost 1 stroke so far. Oh boy.
Oh, that's going to work back.
Look,
it's got enough flex to it.
Great
Here it
disc
comes.
selection. Great disc selection, Terry, but
Oh
OB.
no! Rolled out. Isaac's second whoopsie.
Here we go. Here we go, because now the putt from over there.
Oh, he's probably gonna lay up too.
Okay. Let's take a look at this again. This was Antila. Nice and high. That's that swooping hyzer shot. Park job. And I think that the proximity of the basket, it made Isaac think a little. Gave him a little clap over there too from Isaac Robinson.
We'll see exactly where Robinson is marked at and just how close the par save look will be. Heimberg way back here. Okay, so they did not even, and I'm not suggesting mine was right. I think the most favorable spot would have been down by that
Layup
path.
catches edge.
They thought otherwise back here, which makes perfect sense as well. Heimberg gonna pitch up next to the pin, but that's going to be a bogey upcoming for Calvin.
Brian, do you have any sense if Isaac landed inbounds and check skipped out? Or does the group know? Could they see it from that far back?
Nicholas inching his way
It was
closer.
iffy from my perspective, getting up there to take a closer look, but it was really, really close. There's the open door finally.
I think it went in. and
It's
rolled
now
out.
swung open pretty severely, in fact. We got a nice replay here, Brian, and it did. It checked inbounds and rolled out of bounds. So he will have that putt right there.
Assuming that's exactly what the group agrees on. Of course, it's still their decision. They don't have the vantage point that we do or that luxury, but hopefully they come to the right conclusion that that's exactly what happened.
And where he checked, Terry, it's inside the circle, so it's a very makeable putt.
Oh. He's probably going to run the putt. Inside circle.
It's a putt for par that will be upcoming for Isaac.
As well as Taylor here.
Look at the slope. So severe.
No slopes on the scorecards for Taylor here.
That hill is insane.
So you're going to kind of flip the perspective for Isaac.
Wow, what a crucial moment here. Are
They're-
they going to get it
Yeah.
right, so to speak?
Yeah, Calvin was talking about it. Look how far it is out of bounds. I think that's the challenge here. Let's take a listen.
Right with a line cone.
This is huge because we know this is obvious. This is crystal clear to
Yes,
us.
100%.
Only to us, though. And after the check and the roll, I can understand how they're second guessing it.
Exactly.
They're saying, but you're way over here. There's no way you did that.
Yeah, you're 10 feet from the line.
I can't argue that it didn't, so I'd have to give it to you. It looked like it was super close, so.
What did you say?
I can't tell them it didn't. I know they bounced right, but also, yeah. I don't know, so it's to you. Yep.
All right, well, it's high. Benefit goes to you.
So benefit to the player here for Isaac Robinson.
Yes, it's such crucial wording there in that if it is a tie, if they are undecided, or if, I'm sorry, if it comes down to a tie, that's when the benefit goes to the player here. If they cannot come to some form of consensus or a 3-1 vote, if they feel like it's 2-2, that's when it goes in favor of Isaac. And that's exactly, and none of them know this clearly, but this is definitely the right call.
Yes.
So I'm glad to see that he is getting that.
No question. I think good job by the group.
Safe par. Robinson. And he gets it.
Easy putt.
My heart rate has certainly elevated just in the last 90 seconds. This has been wild to watch unfold.
And now we head over to the 11th, which has danger all over it. I mean, we've seen guys bogey. We've seen a birdie. And Antila will have the tee. So this is the chance for Antila, who is now back to even on the round with Isaac. And Antila's got the tee. If he can put one with a green flag, it doesn't even matter where it is because they can't really see it from up on the tee. If that spotter throws a green flag, all of a sudden pressure on Isaac.
We jump over to the 17th. We're seeing Kevin Jones going with the forehand.
We're seeing water skip.
Love to see it.
Nice.
And just barely. Jones on
Mind
the
you,
17th.
He's playing for that. This is exactly the play. That's why he went so low. Look at it's on purpose.
See just how flat that is. That's going to come in, get one skip off the pond and just barely clears and then stays in bounds.
When we were watching this hole, during practice round, Dustin King said, just throw it off the water. Well, Kevin did that. Look at the turn. Wow.
What control. Ezra Robinson.
Sick. That's to go to 11. That's what I was talking about. And he could birdie 18. He's got power. You can see a 12.
It's a bit wide.
Speaking of power. Plenty of it there. Eagle.
And steps up and slams it home. He's birdied 6 of his last 7. Right now sitting on course record at 11 under. We'll see how he closes out on the 18th. As you just said, Antila now just where he started his day, 3 back of Robinson.
Job done. Edge of circle, green flag waved. Now a little doubt can creep into the mind of Isaac Robinson.
Is that short? Oh.
That area is
Luke's having an
completely
off day.
blind to the players. They can see the top of the hay bales, but they can't see the grass really that short of the pin. Mistake here is long, but then you have bunker and out of bounds long. Let's see what Isaac's got. Perfect. Perfect shot from Isaac. He'll be inside of Antila. Sigh of relief.
Oh, did you see how fast that disc
Also
dropped?
not enough to skip over the bales. So
Another nerve-filled day for Calvin Heimberg.
Sullivan tipped in.
If he makes this, I'll buy you 100 dinners, Terry.
Throw it again, Sully. Mulligan. Take a mulligan.
That shot yesterday was just incredible. This actually got our round really fired off. Was this shot from Sullivan Tipton?
Throwing it in from deep up on top of the hill. Usually you're happy just to get it to sit down anywhere near the basket. And this time he finds it in the bottom of the basket because that was going to slide. Had it not connected, there's a good chance that slides back down the hill, possibly catches edge. But he climbs up to the hill and retrieves it. Ezra Robinson, can he get the 12-pack? Can he go for the dozen?
Look at the power.
Just smashing.
That is huge.
Smashing his second.
Haven't seen one up there that often. That's almost a certain birdie for him if he can get up and down. It's a pretty easy shot. 12 down watch for Ezra Robinson.
Could potentially have the course record by 2 if so. But now, Antala. Wanting to keep pace with Robinson.
Look at how close the hazard is behind the pin. 10 feet.
Chance for Robinson to go back up by 4, and he doesn't answer.
Whoa.
He probably kept it soft on
hit
purpose.
The hay bale. Brian, from our perspective, we couldn't see. Did that hit the hay bale and stay in?
Yeah, I believe so.
You see the reaction that came from Robinson. Luke saves the par.
Look at where Isaac's disc is. With the way that it reacted off the rim, I can only imagine that it hit that front side of that hay bale and stayed in. So just a few inches from potentially going inside the hazard. The top of the bale is in the hazard.
Heimberg to save par. So at best, 4 pars here on the 11th.
Yeah, push, 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 right? I mean, no real movement. And Ivy Hill does not give you a chance to breathe because you head to hole 12, which has OB all around it. Almost every single group that plays it has at least one OB, if not more.
So both Robinson and Antala somewhat letting each other off the hook there.
Yeah.
Antala misses, Robinson with the opportunity, but he doesn't respond either.
And the biggest thing I take away from that little interchange is that Antala keeps the tee. So a great shot here can really put some pressure on Isaac. First round we played out here, Isaac threw it long out of bounds. He did save the putt and made his par, but still. Something to think about as you see Eagle just laying up.
So you're talking about the 12th here, playing right in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, 491 feet, so it's a long distance shot, but attainable for every man in the tournament with even a slower flying disc. You really just got to put it on an angle. As you look down at it, you can see how the fairway starts. This is where the inbounds is. And then this little catchment area on the left is actually hazard. Check the map. You see that area? That's all hazard. So it's a pretty small landing zone. The best shots we've seen have just missed these branches on the right and come in and checked up about 30 to 35 short, and all that speed coming down the hill pushes it inside the circle. We've seen anything that's flying at the pin go OB long. Because you're so high above the basket, you really have to control the speed coming down the hill. A chance for Antila to put some more pressure on.
It's such a weird hazard zone. Like the whole way left side.
He's going to need some luck here. And he gets it. And he gets the luck he needed. Circle 2.
Pick up those leaves.
Look at Luke Taylor's throwing a mid. It's 491.
And throwing a mid nearly perfectly at that.
Definitely a slower flying disc here for Isaac as well, putting a premium on inbounds.
Oh, this is going to track right to the pin.
So good. Sit down.
It goes deep. It was hunting for the pin, but too
speed
much
on
speed.
Great example of anything that's flying at the pin goes OB long. Now it's basically a tap in par. Antila still has a circle 2 putt for birdie, but still another opening for Antila. It could be a 2-shot lead. It's a short amount of time.
I like this drone shot angle.
That does come in just short and left of pin. Good speed coming out of Heimberg.
Until is only 3 shots behind now.
I think Isaac, when he threw it, he thought it was a good one, and I think we did too. It was perfect, angle, trajectory, but
really
he just
close for the
landed it
end.
about 15 feet too close to the basket. You need to land at the edge of the circle on the short side. You could see the frustration for Isaac. He knows he missed an opportunity there,
He's
but
crumbling.
he is very close to the basket.
Yeah, how do you control a disc 500 feet
Ezra
away?
trying to get up and down.
No,
It's
how do you
insane.
miss that? Come on. It just was weak.
So he'll have to make a putt of some significant distance there if he wants to close out with the 12 under. Nonetheless, so far the effort incredible by him. He's currently up 11 positions into a tie for 6th.
I would have loved to have seen Ezra go with the power hyzer around that middle tree to make sure that you get all the way up to the pin. That 35-footer below the pin on 18 is a very difficult make. It might be a preview of the potential championship putt upcoming. This is a big one from Antila.
He's got to make this clutch it.
Calling it 40, 38. Little tailwind.
It's pretty far.
He's been given chances.
Nicholas, almost.
A lot of tight fists over the last few holes from these guys.
birdie for Luke Taylor. He'll move to 30 under. Isaac for what would be his third par in a row.
Through 8 holes, he had not missed a single shot. And it took one tree hit on 9 to start to bring the doubt in. 1 over since then.
Heimberg will move to 32 under. He pulls within 5 of our leader, Robinson. Antela will remain 3 back. Simon Lizotte had eagled here on hole number 15.
Did he really?
He did. He carded the 3. McMahon going much more conservative.
That's awesome. Simon going super aggressive.
Ezra to close out with a birdie and a 12 under. Oh, and it slides out on him. Not quite enough.
That's the same reaction I'm having right now. We wanted that one so bad. Still an 11 down course record.
Yeah, tough to hang your head too low on that. What a final round there by Ezra Robinson, currently sitting in a tie for 6th. Looking like somewhere in or around the top 10 by the time it all shakes out, probably depending on how the rest finish. But hot round here, thanks to our Innova Hot Round leaderboard. McMahon with his second. Awkward run up. And that will push to the left, and the spotter's going to confirm, and it's green.
Thirteen has been birdied by 40% of the field today. Gonna need a little luck. That's close to that left side line. Green flag.
Oh, I missed the splash out. Too bad he did a bad upshot though.
It's a long carry. This is the longest carry to inbounds. So you can see the OB line kind of straight out in front of them. That's the line they're going to be looking at. They want to just try to, they're going to have to hang it out out of bounds. Just try to bring it back into the middle. And then the second shot is a low ceiling uphill shot. We saw it earlier from Simon and Eagle, both going on to birdie. Antela can afford no mistakes from here to the 18th. Everything needs to be inbounds. Can only afford green flags from here. That cart path always scares me. I'm short of it.
My trap is way more short.
Further right today?
Yeah.
I didn't. More right today.
I think you didn't just hit
With that, we're taking a break on the network as they head down the 13th.
I don't flex, I'm success. I don't flex.
Well, do you guys think Ezra or Isaac can hold on to it? 3 strokes. Yeah, he really needed that putt. It was far though, wasn't it? Like 38, was it? Tough. He was probably thinking the same thing too.
Antela with his second.
Keeping it low and checking forward. Nice shot inside the circle. The challenge here is that there's this initial kick up of this slope, and then there's another little late one. And both men have handled it perfectly. One long, one short. The battle continues. There's the branches coming across, then you have the slope. But if you gun it too hard, you can go out of bounds long. His dad has just been by his side all throughout this tournament. Great relationship as far as player caddy is concerned. Boy, Taylor's got this angle where he's taking the low branches out of play.
Nice gentle turn and perfect approach coming out of Taylor.
More importantly, this shot from Isaac, he's pretty much parked, is going to get him back on the birdie train. You just mentioned it a few moments ago. He's 1 over for the last 4 holes, and now he's going to get a birdie, so that might be what it takes. Of course, we're heading to a hole that barely anybody's birdieing.
Oh, not far off the mark for Heimberg to throw that in.
This is also one spot on the course where the fans are not allowed to come over to this area of the course, and so it's kind of quiet. This is the last moment for these guys to get a quiet second to themselves. Isaac taking a quick look at the crowd.
I was taking a quick look at an interesting stat that I just made up. Simon Lizotte had 3 pars in the last 36 holes. He had 2 pars today and 1 par yesterday.
So crazy.
3 pars in 36 holes of play out here to close out his Worlds. On point for Antela. That's his first birdie since hole 10.
About the same. It kept changing as I walked around a certain angle. Yeah.
Heimberg with back-to-back birdies now on 12 and 13, and Isaac with his first birdie since hole 8. He'll maintain a 3-stroke lead.
I thought I was parked.
Wow. All 10 feet.
I was actually really nervous about it.
Yeah. It's just too easy for you.
You know, if you're right against the OB.
First you cut almost the OB, and then you have an open line.
Yeah. Scare yourself half to death.
Twice
Then it's easy.
See, but I wasn't scared yesterday. Today I was scared because I knew.
I knew it didn't get as much play as yesterday.
It got to be split. That was the problem. I mean, this was actually further right.
Dang.
It was just like, oh, not. I was hoping it would just stick because the spot didn't run initially. And then it's just like, oh.
As soon as they start running, it's...
Yeah. I was like, that was a brutal couple seconds. And then I hear that and I'm like, oh, I'm going to have a great angle. Yep. With the putter.
Just a walk in the park out here on Championship Sunday. And coming in from nowhere, that's Simon Lizotte with his third.
Look at the angle he had. He was so far up there. I mean, wow, an eagle. I mean, he eagled 15 and then almost eagles 18. I mean, we'll give him the birdie, obviously. You already talked about it. He shot a 10 down today.
Yeah,
He's going to have that
Luke
tap
Taylor's
in.
kind of
Just
surprised
2
me.
pars on his round.
Playing alongside Paul Macbeth.
Adam Hammis, who had course record from round number 2 out here, and Simon Lizotte is going to match the effort that Hammis had at 10 under. However, we know Ezra's come in with the 11.
Yeah, Macbeth finished with a 4 under, tied for 16th. It's going to have to wait another year to potentially etch number 7. Paul Macbeth's name. Hammis tying with Macbeth, tied for 16th. And out of that group, Simon doing some great work. He's up in 6th place all by himself. This is kind of a snake pit here on 4. You don't want to make a mistake off the tee. You just want to put it in bounds. And Luke's done a great job. And Isaac is afforded the ability with a 3-shot lead to just play it for par. Now, if Antela tries to get aggressive, he could certainly make birdie, but you could make bogey or double. I mean, we saw the mistake earlier from Simon. So it'll be interesting to watch the decision-making here by Antela.
Didn't Luke also win the juniors a couple years ago? 2
Next-door neighbors.
years ago, I think.
So
You
there's
see
that
him in your Ring doorbell, that's for sure.
Exactly. You've got this aggressive line, which is going inside the middle tree. But that brings in danger, because if you hit that middle tree, if you hit any of the side hill, you can stop short, and you're never going to come back and bounce.
Oh.
Oh, and that was super
Okay.
aggressive. So that tells me, Terry, that he's going to try to get to pin high and maybe go for the birdie. We'll
Oh, he
expect to
should.
see Isaac Robinson play the much wider shot here, playing for a shorter initial tee shot.
Uh-oh. Jesus.
That's exactly what we expected, and that's what he's done the first 2 days out here.
Just one guy yelling.
Off on that right side, but certainly one of the biggest conversation pieces of the entire weekend has been this green here on the 14th. We've seen some heroics, and we've also seen heartbreak.
Yeah, you know, we talked to Nate Heinold, we heard from Nate Perkins, we've heard from Brian Earhart. This is a nearly 50% grade, 45-degree angle. And as the players come in, they're going to try to match the angle. They're going to try to find this tiny little flat spot just at the top of these stairs. But it all is dependent on the angle. If you're coming from the side angle, that's the most dangerous. If Nicholas Antela can get to pin high where he's putting just directly up at the basket, that is ideal. Isaac will be playing this hole for par. That tee shot indicates that, and that's what he's done so far in the first 2 rounds. He's going to try to get up there and about that within the 100-foot circle, the basket. It's not an easy shot still. You have OB left, you have OB right. But because it plays back uphill, the fast fairway grass is not as big of an issue. It's still something you got to think about.
Oh, this looks great. Nice.
Textbook.
Oh, yeah.
That's flat.
Taylor matches.
And
Looking good.
That's pretty much pin high. So he'll have that angle of looking straight up the stairwell towards the basket. In an ideal world, Heimberg and Antila would get to pin high, but a little bit closer to the cart path. The cart path's not OB, below the pin. And if you can get right into that area, that's kind of edge of circle 1.
Here comes the eagle. Never mind.
Just a few steps behind the circle.
Yep, he's a little long of that stairwell. We saw Luke Taylor make a putt from a very similar location yesterday. See if Calvin can't excite the crowd here. Professional friend out there, Zach Melton. I really like this.
So he'll have the chance to react to everyone else as they approach to the basket. He'll be going last.
Yep.
And if he sees some form of disaster or something in front of him, he may change up his game plan about running after that.
You know, it's one of those things. 2 perfectly executed shots have put him in position to make a birdie on a hole that nobody is birdieing, really. This is McMahon. See all the discs there. You can see this one that's shortest over here to the left. That's the one of Isaac Robinson. He's in a great angle. He should be able to throw just a little backhand turnover, trying to match the slope of the hill. That's the best thing you can do to keep it close here on this green. Clear all those people out on the corner.
McMahon just a step inside of the circle. Putting together a 7 under so far with 2 to play. McMahon currently tied for 4th with Taylor. Big shot coming up for Robinson. And does it sit? It does. Look at his dad's reaction. Perfectly depicting what everyone else is thinking.
He let it float a little too much. He knows he got away with one there. I even saw his face as well. He knows. He let it float, and that's why it bounced. You cannot let it bounce on this severely sloped green. Wow.
If there's one emotion that perfectly shows us everything that is the 14th green, it was that one a moment ago by Isaac Robinson. Taylor, does he have another long one in him like yesterday? Get it! It does!
Come on, this kid.
Luke Taylor from way downtown again. The highlight reel of 14, owned by Luke Taylor.
And the crowd responding with the Luke. Awesome.
His mom, Nikki, on the bag.
Nice. He loves that angle.
Shining star this week with the World Championship.
Got it both rounds.
Antila can pull within 2.
What? Oh no.
If it goes OB, he can re-putt. It's not going to. And the disc.
I want to see a
golfing
replay of that.
gods
How did that spit out?
once again played their game.
That was dead center.
Real. This will become a shot that Nicholas Antala has not practiced whatsoever. He's going to have to go off feel here. Just going to try to gun it into the side hill. Hopefully it stays close. Try to go with the little Annie throw in too. Just sit.
Oh my God.
From birdie to bogey for
Well, someone
Antala
greased
on the
the
14th.
chains.
Absolute dead center. it was almost too perfect.
Let's
Look,
see.
watch it hit the pole. Bang, there it goes. And it was at that angle. It spit it right back out. And
Just
the spin.
a touch high, but it comes back out and rolls all the way back.
Unreal. After the
Unbelievable.
fortune that Isaac Robinson received.
Heimberg's sits.
Yeah. Would have been clutch too if he got that.
Assuming this putt goes in, that's going to put Isaac Robinson in a position of 4 ahead with 4 to play. He can play them all for par, force Antala to birdie every hole on his way into the clubhouse.
The bogey by Antala will drop him to 34 under, 4 shots back of Robinson.
I think this feeling right now that I have is shared by thousands of disc golfers around the world, including all of his country folk in Finland. Disaster on the 14th.
Another look, the uphill bid. Good speed, just a touch high.
Oh, I wouldn't even call that high, man. He just got unlucky, hit the pole. Is he crying? I'm crying.
If any of you at home are wondering what this means to these players,
Oh, they
have
caught
to
up to Chase Card.
be in front of this crowd and in front of these cameras takes the real heart of a lion, and Nicholas Antala is no exception to that. He has to try to recenter himself. Trust me, Isaac now knows the title is in his grasps. He's going to make decisions to avoid the big mistakes, keep it in bounds. And Antala has to
Yeah,
really
4
perform.
strokes for Isaac.
That's just all there is to it.
Just keep it
Cannot
clean.
have a single mistake from here to the clubhouse.
Hold it.
Gonna leak left and out of bounds for Taylor.
Yeah, just not enough turn. If you're going to go with that big shot, you really have to commit to it being out of bounds. And because you're playing back uphill, you can tell very early that it's not going to make the move it needs to.
Heimberg just now one back of Antala. He sits at 33 under.
I expect Calvin to get aggressive here. He needs an eagle. This is really the last place to get it. 18's such a hard 3. It's a difficult 4. And if Calvin can get it in bounds, eagle is in play. It's a similar line to
Hold the
Luke's. I think
turn.
that's going to be OB.
Just not enough turn on it. Nice slow disc coming out of the hand here of Robinson, going with his game plan.
Carson Light. He's not
Give
taking risks.
anything away.
Yeah, and
Boring.
Isaac's not going to crack any kind of relief until his disc is on the green of the 18th hole. And the title is in his hands. This is the nice commitment, but it's got to chill out, and it does nicely.
Nice.
That's good work by Antala. He's given himself. He's in a good spot to still make birdie.
McMahon on the tee of 17. Safe.
Oh, skipped off somewhere.
The birdie look as McMahon picks up the birdie on 17. That's his 3rd in a row, and that's in fact his 4th out of his last 5. Trying to hunt down Luke Taylor, get past him, maybe create a little cushion there. See if Luke has any more heroics in him as he did yesterday from long range after going OB on his 2nd shot.
Yeah, him and Calvin on this hole are going to have probably really tough foot stance situations. Isaac dealing with the upslope here in front of him. Isaac's going to try to just get up to about even as they're having a conversation about where they went out of bounds. I'll let Isaac throw. Isaac's going to try to get up to the cart path that crosses the middle of the fairway. It's just shy of the dirt where it goes from grass to dirt. That's a perfect shot for Isaac. And if he can get up into that zone, he brings birdie into play.
That'll work.
Yeah, at the very least, it kind of takes bogey out of play.
I thought they were both like in line with that little sign.
If they do both get a mark that far up, I think that's very fortunate for both those men. Antala would have loved just a little bit more up the hill there.
Yeah.
But still, he's going to have a chance to get up there and make birdie. Boy, and they're still moving up the fairway. This is going to be an odd situation because I think they're going to have to move this whole crowd backwards.
You think they changed the
Brian,
drone
are
batteries?
you hearing any discussion about where they might get their placements from?
Or does it just fly for 4 hours straight?
Yeah, I kind of talked to a few different people. I talked to the spotter first, and he said, you know, from my perspective, it looked like they did travel a little bit up the fairway and made some progression, but Luke Taylor seems to think that he got way up the fairway and is arguing pretty heavily for his spot. It's just hard to tell from the tee. You can't really tell when the path bends off to the left, and that's where the OB line is. So up to the card right now. Looked like Calvin and Luke had pretty similar lines. We'll see.
Let's check the replay.
That stake's right there?
Yeah, the stake behind Zach.
Okay.
I might want my disc, so.
Even us looking at it again, I'm not sure how much more definitive we'll be able to be from this angle.
Yeah, I mean,
looks
we're only guessing.
fast.
You know, it's as Brian explained, and I think accurately. The cart path moves left out of their view, so it's hard for them to tell if that ever crossed in at grass. We know it didn't cross in right where they landed. So benefit of the doubt's going to go to both players. They both had very similar lines. So I think pretty much the group is going to agree to put them in the same spot for the most part. Decision time. How aggressive do you want to try to get? There is OB left up on the green, latter half of the fairway. The entire hill and slope is pulling everything left.
Didn't see anything.
Very nice shot from Calvin Heinberg.
Heads up, Tim.
With a makeable putt. Look at how steep it is. And he'll have that putt for birdie, Terry.
Oh,
And that fights through.
get some leaves.
Yesterday we saw the long putt on 14, an even longer one here on 15. Today, 14. We'll see if he has a long one again on 15. So, see if he can keep this rolling. McMahon throwing his second on the 18th.
Yeah, just think the chase card's all the way up on 18 already.
There's no AB highlights today.
Needs help. Not going to get it. That's going to be OB.
So McMahon, after birdieing 4 of his last 5, in trouble on the 18th. At best, looking to get up and down, possibly save a par. Isaac needs to avoid everything, and that's not what happens.
Nope, it's not at all. And great chance for Antila here to get one stroke back. Antela needs to pick the stance he feels most stable. It's a very severe slope where he's standing, and then of course it goes up even more, all the way up to the pin. He's got to just try to throw a little flex shot here, just to the right of those two trees in the middle, the right side one, just to the right of that, flexing back. And he missed it in the middle, and it got all the way up there. Very lucky.
I'm not sure that was his intended route, but he gets away with it.
Yeah, very lucky.
Insane.
Not the intended route at all, but you know what? He'll take it. Isaac just going to try to nestle this one up to the pin.
Isaac's
Good
not doing anything risky anymore.
I was thinking just a touch short. From that distance, and in these scenarios, you're really looking for those drop-ins.
Yeah, you just don't want to leave anything to chance. It's not a drop-in. Now, of course, Isaac is a tremendous putter, but now yesterday I would have told Luke to lay it up, but he went on to make it, and so we'll see.
You could tell there was a little excitement, though, with that release.
Calvin, on the other hand, he made it a lot farther up the hill here, and he's going to have a very real
Should I have
chance
a
of making
heart
this
rate
putt.
monitor on the screen? Every putt. Uh-oh.
It's not easy,
Oh,
but at least it's within range.
I got my heart rate going.
Could get to
Thought I was getting
34
shut down.
under. That would pull him within 4 of Robinson. He remains at 33.
Yeah.
5 back of our leader.
Yeah, MPO this morning.
Pretty anxious to get to the next hole, and Robinson has the cleanup.
And this is critical because Robinson has been playing 16 for par. Not even thinking about birdieing it. We expect that to happen again. Again, he's got 3 strokes with 3 holes to play. But yesterday, Antela made a mistake on 16. Can he rectify that? We know he's going to have to get aggressive, try to make birdie. It's a very long par 4 upcoming on 16. But it's a built-in chance for Antela, as we know Isaac is playing for par.
Antela with the birdie. He pulls within 3, and we have just 3 holes left to play.
Cam, if you want it.
Hallo, we're Kenna. We're a Dutch growing company. We love plants and we want to tell you some cool things about them. Just like humans, plants can communicate. They can sense when another plant is close. Plants look
Tesla.
Luke Taylor on the 14th. And a sigh of relief as both Isaac and his dad know what could have been. Meanwhile, suffering the fate of the slope in the 14th, Niklas Antila may have watched his chances at a world championship roll away.
Roll away. Why'd they have to say it like that?
Still 3 holes left to play. A 3-stroke advantage for Isaac Robinson. Antila on the tee.
This roller is the power shot here. Let's wait and see. That's got a lot of speed, but it's flipping quickly. It's got to get across this OB. And it's not going to. He just mentioned his chances of winning rolling away, and that might be true in a lot of ways there, Terry.
Yeah, I'd spit out was
It's
disgusting.
too flippy, that disc. That's exactly what he did yesterday. I think he needs to lay down something with a little bit more stability, allow the speed of the golf fairway to allow that disc to just power down that fairway. I think it's a disc selection problem rather than execution there for Antila.
Wow. Uh-oh.
See, Taylor's going right past Antila's a moment ago. Oh, and he's going to find the left side sliver.
That's right. There's a little bit of...
That was actually going perpendicular to the fairway. And miracle stayed in bounds. Absolute miracle.
There, yeah, as Isaac is telling him, there's just a little strip right there, and somehow Luke found it. Looks like, all right, I'll take it, man. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'll take it.
So, man.
Is Calvin going to do a big one?
Just for Antila, it sucks because he just, you know, he's put himself in a position where it's going to be very difficult to make par.
All air?
And 17 is a 2-stroke swing possibility. Calvin's in the same boat.
A little help from the spotter there. We've located it. Little breathing room here for Robinson.
And it's really just 3 stock shots. He never has to make a risk. Stock shot there, inbounds. He can throw another stock shot to a very wide second half of the fairway here on 16. And then, you know, just a chip as we head up to the green on 18.
One of our favored players to win Worlds. He's had such an incredible season. He's going to close out his World Championship run with a birdie on the 18th. He's 29 under. Gannon Burr will have to try and collect his first World Championship title next year. Wysocki finishes with 3 birdies in 4 holes, 1 ahead of Gannon. He's at 30 under, the 2-time world champ. And McMahon going to finish out strong as well. He birdied 4 of the last 6. So impressive. Sullivan Tipton is going to have a top 10 finish here at the World Championships. He ties for 9th along with Ezra Robinson.
Throw out some names on page 2. Anthony Barella down there, Raven Newsom, James Proctor, Joey Buckets finishing on page 2. There it is. Paul Macbeth, Adam Hammis, Kevin Jones. A lot of good names on this page 2. World Championship, always a place to try to get some extra cash, some points. It's a pretty stock shot here for Isaac. He's going to be a little worried about it going left, but should be just fine.
Robinson, Antela, and Heimberg, all 6 under for today's effort.
I didn't go that wide. Because I ended up in these trees. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I thought Calvin was like here.
Yeah.
Okay. And Nicholas, I thought.
Niklas is so it's possible that this is still Niklas then.
I thought both of you were kind of more towards me.
Okay. Well, I'm good with whatever.
Okay.
I think Calvin is probably more towards the stake, and I think Niklas is a little bit left of him.
What's the discussion on
I'm good with whatever.
this pattern or flight or
Yeah. Okay.
a couple times this round?
Brian, we're seeing these guys get their marks. I mean, the first thing, especially being out there in person, Antela, I mean, not making an adjustment from yesterday. What's the big mistake there for him here on 16?
You know, it's interesting. I caught up with Vino and Niklas and his caddy Tuomas in practice, and they were just throwing roller after roller after roller here. And Vino was telling me that the flip roller doesn't really play here. You have to lay something more stable down. Paul Macbeth was telling me the same thing, and that's why he didn't throw the roller. Niklas going a little bit more stable. This is fading out to the left. That's got to check up. That's got to sit down.
It's the post.
Safe.
Wow.
By the hairs of his chinny chin chin. Wow.
Yeah, so, I mean, from the mouth of Brian Earhart, the flip roller doesn't work. And 2 days in a row, Nicholas Antela is trying to throw the flippy roller, and it's got him both days. And he's not even trying to get to the green, so he has to accept a bogey.
And Heimberg,
this is for sure OB.
It's going to be almost in the backyard next door. Heimberg sitting at 33. McMahon's at 32. Taylor is at 32 under.
We're going to switch over to the shot of Luke Taylor. I mean, how fortunate that he found this small strip. He does have enough power to get all the way to the basket, but ultimately it's been a pretty impressive week for Luke Taylor. Was on the lead card early, fell off of it, but then came back over the last 2 days.
Yeah, and to know he's got such a bright future in front of him. He's been playing golf for a while. His whole family is into golf, hailing out of Michigan, and we saw him, you know, back at the Preserve. We know he's got game, but the fact that he's been able to maintain and battle here on the lead card under, usually we say the brightest of lights, well, the brightest of sunshine out at Ivy Hill this week. It's been so awesome to watch. Plenty of Luke Taylor fans forming and or getting louder throughout this week, understandably.
Brian, we just saw Luke shoot this shot. What's your distance, and what's the crowd been like for Luke Taylor?
Oh man, they erupted when he drilled that putt on 14. He is having the time of his life. He was talking to me with a huge smile on his face, walking up the fairway at 15. He's still got a long way to go. He's got a lot of turn on this. They got to sit down. Oh wow, that's also going to be out of bounds, I believe. There's a weird head cross to the left that I feel like is strong enough, just enough to affect the discs in flight. And I think that's what happened to all the discs that went out of bounds. Or Luke Taylor's that cut rolled and was luckily safe. But yeah, doesn't seem like the players figured it out.
Yeah,
Isaac.
Definitely not here, Brian. It's the wind has not been a huge factor, but as you're saying, a little bit tricky coming off here on the 16th. All indications showing that Isaac might walk out of here with a 3-shot lead. Maybe even 4, depending on if he can get up and down, and Antela looking at bogey.
Well, he's put himself in position for the par.
Yeah, Luke's so good. He's got a giant arm too.
So if you're Isaac, you know what you got to do.
Throwing
I think there's a
400
little bit of a decision
plus.
on 17. He does have the option to lay it up.
He's
I
probably
wonder
better
if
than me when he
practiced
was
it.
like 6.
Let's take a look at your keys for closing, brought to us by BlackInkDisc.com, the premium disc golf store.
Well, you got to keep it clean, and obviously we've just seen some mistakes here in the last few minutes. Landing zones have been critical. I mean, Antela found him good on the last hole, went on to birdie, and then you got to ride that momentum. It's exactly what Isaac Robinson has been doing all week long. Can he ride it all the way to the 18th green? A must up and down for Antela, and he's done a nice job there. So it's going to be 4 shots with 2 holes. For Antela is green light. You got to go for the birdie on 17 and the birdie on 18. I don't think he can equal it. If you're Isaac, the only way you can really avoid a potential 2-shot swing is to get par at worst on 17. Does he lay it up? Does he go for it? He's gone for it the last 2 times out here. It's just a chess game now for Isaac. He's got to play his card, his pieces right, put himself in good positions to make pars.
Well, and for someone like Heimberg and Luke Taylor, I'm starting to look at your final positions. We're talking about a $5,000 difference between second and third right now. You're talking $15,000 for third, $20,000 for second, fourth place $12,000. So every one of these throws now, if you're not hoisting that world championship trophy, you're definitely at least considering, what does this throw mean to me, and how much is it worth, and how much do I need to be aggressive?
Yeah, there's definitely that little sub game. I mean, there's a lot
after
of
the trophy, yeah.
No, but there's a lot of pride in being on the podium. There's a lot of conversation about it, and there is a big difference between being in third and being in fourth. Not only monetarily, but also from that, just, you know, in the locker room, for lack of a better term. $16 yielded only 12 birdies today. 3 of the 4 are going to go on to bogey up here. Isaac, the only one for a chance to
The camera probably gets a bit shoddy near the back 3 holes. The cameras on 17 are always super blurry.
Likely 4 behind Isaac
Every round.
Robinson with 2 holes left to play. Isaac needs this for the 4-stroke lead.
A bogey finish doesn't guarantee it for him. A bogey par finish does. Par finish, obviously.
Taylor is in for the bogey, and a double bogey for Kelvin Heimberg, which means he will be tied up with Eagle McMahon at 32. Excuse me, he'll fall back to 31 under. He'll fall behind Eagle McMahon, actually. He's been out in front. We've called him a great front runner. Last year, it took him until the 4th round to get out in front, and then he held on. This year, wire to wire. Brian, you've been watching what Isaac's been doing all week. What are your thoughts about him with this lead and how he's maintained?
You know, I think this is really cool. I feel like there is such a common narrative that power was what won you these tournaments at the top level. But we're seeing all these players who have prioritized and focused heavily on accuracy. And we're seeing them have great successes, and it's just wonderful to see. And I'm not taking away the fact that Isaac has absolutely elite power, but it's not what he's known for. Right alongside Nicholas Antila, Joseph Anderson, so many other players that, I don't know, I love how our sport has so much variety. Now Calvin throwing here on 17.
Oh.
Tragic.
Robinson, we see go into the water. He's
Sorry, that
out
was
of
Isaac
bounds.
in the water.
Yes, he'll be heading to the drop zone.
Yeah, so the decision to go for it, he did have the T-pad.
He's
He's
got
in the
it.
water.
Nicholas has to
But that
run
being
this.
said, it's not as if this is an easy, all of a sudden, two-shot swing for Antila. He has to put it on the green. And even if he puts it on the green, it's got to be on the proper side, so he has a putt. Huge shot for Antila here. For a little bit of life. A birdie.
Come on.
Tracking left. And that's going to be out of bounds. He too will go to the drop zone. Doesn't take advantage of the opportunity in front of him.
This hazard out.
They're going to both have to head directly to that drop zone. It's not that far of a shot. It's just at the edge of the water on the short side.
Taylor and Heimberg tied at 31. Does that filter through? No.
Oh.
Taylor going to the drop zone.
Did somebody go swimming in there after the round? Diver?
Chance for Calvin here. Make birdie. Get up into that tie for third.
It's slowing down, but too quickly.
Hole card.
It hits and falls back into
In
the
the
water.
water.
All four of the lead card out of bounds. We saw the reaction from Antila there. He knew it immediately out of his hands. He did not put enough turn on it. He didn't have the angle. The crazy part is he had the opportunity. That was his chance to possibly claw back into this. He needed probably that two-stroke swing that would likely come if he put it on the green and couldn't get it done.
What a tremendous effort by all men. I mean, it's been an amazing run, and Antila, that was the final chance. But Isaac Robinson's just masterpiece that is the 2024 World Championship is almost completely painted. He's just a few moments away from that, and that shot right there is one of the final few strokes of a great champion etching himself into the history books. Antila once again will fall short, but that being said, what an amazing performance by this Finn. I know all Finland very proud of Nicholas Antila.
Oh.
Does draw medal.
That was a good run.
This is our powered by Nakwa moment. Lifestyle power coming from Niklas Antila. Just the fact that he's jump putting from that far away, able to draw medal. That would have potentially brought him within 3 had he converted there. So it's still not likely enough. See the jumper by Taylor. Does he have a long one? Online as well.
I just think for Robinson, this is about to be his 7th bogey stroke. It's going to be his, I believe, 5th bogey. Maybe I'm wrong there. Maybe it's his 8th. Somewhere in there. Single digits. In a 5-round tournament with this much out of bounds.
also with this much technicality over at the New London course, just really showing off his skills on both styles of courses throughout this weekend.
And that's the only word I can find for it, Terry, is masterpiece. This has been, you know, a clinic in handling pressure, you know, putting pressure back on your fellow competitors. In 5 days, he's going to have shared the lead for, what, 3 holes?
And it should be setting in as he's walking to the tee of the 18th. Isaac Robinson looking to go back-to-back here in 2024.
Yeah, and, you know, he's going to join a group of 3 other men. Harold Duvall did it early in the 80s. And it was Barry Schultz got his 2 titles in 03 and 04. Ricky Wysocki picking up his titles. It's a pretty cool group to be a part of. Just checking the scores, realizing it's 4 shots. Just 1 hole to play.
Enjoyed it. It's fun. Playing.
He can become the first back-to-back world champion since Wysocki
4
did it in
strokes
16 and
on the
17.
last hole.
Also the likes of Ken Climo, Paul Macbeth, a few others that managed to go back-to-back in some of their runs. But this is the first time in recent history we've been seeing our one-off and how competitive it's been over these last 4 or 5 years. And everything since Wysocki in 17, but now Robinson catching 23 and 24. Final tee shot.
And another beauty. Right in the center of the fairway. And Robinson won't break character. Little smile there. He won't break character until he's walking up onto that 18th green, and the crowd is certainly going to cheer him on. And
you think
this
Isaac
crowd
will
is going to give
cry
all 4 of these men
when he taps in
cheers they
for the
deserve.
win?
Antala looking for a par or better
Tears of joy.
to secure that 2nd place finish.
Finland's going to have to wait 1 more year for a potential Finnish Open champion, and they'll certainly be celebrating Evelina Salonen.
I'm concerned after hearing from Evelina. I'm concerned that her celebration party may last the whole year anyway. So she said she is going to take a flight and go home and celebrate. She promised that to her friends, that if she were to win, she would come back and celebrate with them. And might be a few more pictures this afternoon, and then she's going to be on a plane and back to Finland to celebrate.
Yeah, she's going to be meeting the Finnish president. It's a great story over there with Evelina Salonen.
As we look at our storylines here at Worlds, Isaac Robinson will become the first back-to-back world champion since Wysocki, and first wire-to-wire world champion since Wysocki of 16, the Robinson brothers. Ezra shoots 1072 rated course record in this final round. Just a little tip of the cap. And Evelina Salonen becomes the first Finnish world champion. Like you said, going to Finland next year. Jussi Maresma, we saw him out here. He's got a whole crew of his staff. There is Finnish national newspaper reporters and media here that were here throughout the week. And how awesome someone was here immediately to be able to talk with Evelina.
And honestly, I just can't wait to be in Finland next year and to see how they, A, run the first European World Championship of all time, and B, celebrate their players, and in a world champion who's going to be defending next year on her home turf.
Her 2nd major of the year, taking down Champions Cup.
She's a 3-time major champion. But this is the big one right here.
She said that when she was just 3 or 4 years old, she knew she'd become world champion of something. Well, clearly disc golf it is.
That's awesome.
And Evelina Salonen, congratulations to you, all of your supporters, and all of Finland.
Another beauty. It's perfect. Deep breath. Not quite there yet. Still got a pretty big hike up to that final green. It'll be a little easier, though, I'll tell you what. Calum's going to need a little help here off the cart path. Going to get it.
Off the stake as well, and it kicks him to the fairway, so he's going to be inbounds. Heimberg trying to get to 31 under. If he can do so, that would guarantee him at least a share of 4th, possibly even solo 4th, depending on what Luke Taylor also does. That's the stake, and there's one that could have went either way, but it kicks inbounds for him. Right now, Eagle McMahon sitting on the podium in 3rd at 32 under par.
Yeah.
Antala just needs a par or better.
Come on, he's definitely going to get that par. Might even get the birdie.
Yes.
Finish with a show. It's a tough angle from where they're landing. They need about another 50 feet to make it that pure shot that we saw earlier from Ezra Robinson, where he kind of has multiple options. But still, up on that flat spot is very nice. I think this is going to have the power, yeah, to get all the way up into that kind of that slot. This is that speed slot going back up the hill. Luke will have some options. Just a tremendous crowd. Tremendous week.
Incredible host that we've had here from Team Ledgestone, along with Ivy Hill. Of course, everyone over at the New London Tech course as well. Great to be here in Virginia. Brian, any parting shots before you head off to interview our champion?
Yeah, I got a few, Terry, but I just hiked the hill up to 18. This course is an absolute monster, and frankly, from a spectating standpoint, if you're a fan of disc golf, this showcases some of the coolest shots that the professionals can throw, and I just think it's so cool what Isaac's done this week. He has just blown me away, and so much young talent has blown me away recently. The game is in good hands, and cannot wait for future events. This is just awesome.
Well, we appreciate you out there, Brian. Along with the rest of the staff, the crew, everyone in the production, the control room, the cameramen and operators that have been hiking around all weekend, the spotters, the volunteers, all operators, just everybody, all hands on deck. Of course, our PDGA and our presenting sponsor in Zuka.
Isaac's going to take the extremely safe route and just chip it. That's all he's doing. Just keeping it inbounds, playing for par.
Boring.
A layup from there. And now I think a smile can break. He knows it's over. He's a world champion again, back to back. In this depth of field, it's almost unheard of. But I think, certainly to me, and I think to the rest of the world, he's proven that he is the real deal.
Buried his double bogey back there.
Really
Really took him out of the rat race, I guess. It's not even top 4 anymore.
As a guy, Terry, who has over 75 second place trophies, I can tell you right now that that's not consoling to Nicholas Antela. He will be, of course, proud of what he's been able to do, but it leaves a little hole in your soul. And he's going to continue to work hard. He's going to have many more opportunities in his career, but this is another close call for Antela.
And so many of us would echo and say that it's not a matter of if he'll get a major victory. It's just a matter of when. He's been so close, including this week. And then you start looking even younger than him. You look at Luke Taylor here. What an effort as Luke Taylor is trying to close out in the top 5 spots here at the World Championship.
And what I love about Luke is that we've seen some chinks in the armor, but we've also seen some greatness. We've seen that this kid is up for the show. He's not afraid to have a conversation with Isaac walking up the fairway. He's not afraid to celebrate a big make. I think that's really, really cool.
He's talking about getting to 31 under, which would jump him ahead of Wysocki.
That's the shot that Ezra Robinson needed for the 12. He just didn't do it, and Calvin's going to have that opportunity. It's going to be another missed major for Calvin. And that term, if, when, right? We always talk about that. But that can only be answered with an actual win. And that hangs over people. But either way, tremendous effort by Calvin Heimberg.
Man, I'd be so exhausted after 5 days. Surprised these guys can still walk.
One last approach for Isaac Robinson.
There it is. Big hug from Dad.
Still not over.
Emotion.
Heimberg to get to 31 under. And he birdies the final hole.
Okay, Heimberg came back with the bird.
Taylor, 31 under, along with Heimberg. And your 2024 PDGA World Champion, Isaac Robinson.
Nice. Well, thanks for watching, guys. We made it the whole stream.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 PDGA Professional Disc Golf World Champion and two-time World Champion, Isaac Robinson.
That's awesome.
Sick.
Give me over 3 putters?
Yeah,
3 putters again?
Yeah.
Isaac Robinson.
Let's take a look back at Isaac Robinson and our Sunstein winning moments.
Well, he's the most dominant world champion since Ricky Wysocki did it back-to-back. Shots like this.
Don't forget to sub before you guys leave.
Absolutely perfect. Did not
Try
miss
to do
a single shot.
more of these live streams.
Getting back-to-back birdies on 1 and 2. Completely fine with the par on hole number 3.
Terry, in the first 8 holes, he was CTP in every single hole that he birdied. This one was a big one because this was a 3-shot swing from the previous day. Great adjustment.
Getting that birdie on 6, then to step up to 7, which he threw an errant tee shot on yesterday. Today he makes the adjustment and makes very light work, as you were just saying, cleaning up 5 strokes in 2 holes on 6 and 7 today, stepping up to 8 to pick up his 3rd birdie in a row at that point, getting 6, 7, and 8. He was 6 under through the first 8 holes. Approach on 13. That would be his last birdie of the round. Nobody would have probably predicted as much, but that was all that he needed.
This was, I mean, maybe the winning moment right there. That little rock that stopped him on the green for 14 and able to par out to be a 2-time world champion.
A 4-stroke margin of victory over Nicholas Antala, 2-time world champ Isaac Robinson. With that, Ryan Earhart out on the ground with our freshly crowned champion, Isaac Robinson. Take it away.
Isaac, you just defended your world title here in Virginia. How in the world could you possibly be feeling right now?
Legs are a little shaky. I said this last year, it's not going to feel real for a while. Coming out here into defending the title, I just never thought it would happen. I just didn't think it was possible.
Talk about the nerves today. How were the emotions? You woke up this morning. What were you thinking?
I was just trying not to think about the round, and really just went about a normal routine during the day. And the nerves that I was feeling, I tried to sit there and think about it and kind of turn those into excitement, just to play the round instead of feeling nervous or scared about it. And so I think that really helped in the morning. And then by the time the round started, I was just super excited to get this thing over with and see all the people out here. You know, this is a massive crowd. And so I was just looking forward to playing.
You had a few strokes over second place going into the final day of competition. Did it actually feel like cushion for you? Talk about the strategy today. Did you put your foot on the gas? Did you take it off?
No, 3 strokes out here is nothing. That's 1 hole, that maybe 2 holes. I knew I would have to come out hot, and so I really tried to put the pedal down the front 9, because I feel like that's easier to score for me. And then I knew once I had a little bit of a lead that I could still play my game, but force them to kind of go for things that they would have to chase me down. And that's kind of what happened, and so game plan worked out.
Paul Macbeth, Barry Schultz, those are the only 2 guys in MPO to go wire to wire during a world championship title. You just joined that group. How do you feel right now?
That's crazy. I didn't know that. Whoa. That's ridiculous. Wow.
Isaac, you have a few more things in the media world to do. You have quite a few autographs to sign. I'll give you one chance here. You have the floor. Anyone out there at home or anyone watching that couldn't be here, any words for them?
Yeah, I just want to thank my mom. She wanted to come up here. She was about to drive 7 or 8 hours from Georgia to be here today. Things worked out that she wasn't able to. So I want to say thank you, Mom, for trying to be out here. And I just want to thank my fiance Bethany and for her being out here. She's 7 hours from home too, and just all the guys that I'm around all the time. Thank you guys.
Congratulations, Isaac. Back to you guys.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
Good job, bud.
Do you think Nicholas is in the bathroom crying?
The short tap in for Isaac Robinson to claim his second world title. And when we look back to how he claimed his first title, the one he defended this week, is in Smuggler's Notch, very different part of the country, and yet the result felt very similar. He just eventually got there, took control, and never looked back. Looked so calm and collected. He'd have that to tap in to claim his first world title. His brother right there.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Congratulate him.
And Terry, we talk about it all the time. The Disc Golf Pro Tour, you know, major championships, the World Championship. But man,
Why are they going to
it's
stream
just
till
something
8
about the
p.m.?
Worlds.
How does that make sense?
There's something extra special. It's the hardest challenge in our sport. And you've been to 40-something World Championship over juniors and amateur and everything like that. And it never ceases to amaze me at how much emotion is brought out when you see somebody finally. It's just that one person reach the top.
Well, Isaac Robinson, I put him in that category of someone I saw at one of those amateur world championships going back a few years. I've seen him come up through his career. I've seen a number of these players at some of the amateur junior world championships. Such an honor to be part of the sport for so long, to witness this greatness. And we talk about those legends and some of the elite club that Isaac Robinson has just joined, being there, watching a Barry Schultz go back-to-back in 03 and 04. Obviously, Kenny with that run throughout the entire 90s. You decided to sprinkle your wins throughout, collecting 3 of those, and me being able to witness that of yourself. The World Championship title, we all say it and we all know it, that this is the life-changing moment. It's the one where people say, yes, majors are great. We talk about how many major victories you have, but the one that changes your life, the one that does so much more for you in the long run, that cements your legacy, is the World Championship title. So to see Isaac Robinson come back out here on a relatively slow year by his standards, by most standards, to see him then step up onto this stage to get it done, where it wasn't just a power course, or it wasn't just one aspect of his game other than just raw control. And he showed it throughout this entire week.
Yeah, he really did. And I the only word I could find was masterpiece, and that's exactly what we just witnessed. And because he was the defending world champion, he was on our lead card, and he was the first to tee off. And from that very first shot, he put everybody in the field on notice. But even in his own mind, he didn't think it was possible. To not even think that it's possible and to come out and perform in this fashion is really, really something special. And what you said is exactly true. If Isaac Robinson never wins another tournament, he'll always be a world champion. And in this case, he's going to be a 2-time world champion. And I think as a fellow world champion, I think he has represented that title extremely well around the world, and he's going to do that extremely well for yet another year.
Yeah, and I think about just the representative, the ambassador, and of course any world champion deserving, fighting through a battle, overcoming any adversity and or the strength of the field at any given world championship. But then you look to an Isaac, he's so humble, he's so soft-spoken, the way he carries himself, just he's a pleasure to be around, and he's just overall a joy. I think he's such a great representative, not just for the sport, but as an ambassador for a brand, as an ambassador for all athletics out there. He just embodies so much and just such a lovable attitude. And not that all those things are required. I feel like those are a little bit of the sprinkles that he brings to the game on top of the incredible prowess he has on the course.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And we're just a few minutes from talking to him. So I'm going to hold off because I want to get this guy in the seat right here and get to give him some love.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to stand down. We're going to take a quick break. More Tournament Central and more of our post-game analysis all coming up right here on the network. We'll see you in a minute.
Security.
I'll be back. I got the first one with you last year after you won. All right.
Hey, congrats, Isaac.
Thank you.
Congrats, Isaac. Thank you so much.
Well, did I just get banned? Hmm. Well, I guess I'll end it there. Thanks for watching once again. I appreciate it. I'll try to do more live streams in the future. Just give me the sub if you want to watch that. And that's about it. Congrats to Isaac.